Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to the finale of The Lion's Den. My name is Aki, or Akino if you're feeling fancy. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on several projects all over the Twitterverse at akinomi_art. And for the last time, I will be your most beloved GM for tonight. Before we go into our players, donations, $10 or 1,000 bits will equal to 1 willpower reroll. And if you've been seeing our game so far, they might need it. $20 or 2,000 bits would lead to a flashback. And if you were going to give our players the beautiful gift of a flashback, today would be the day to do so. And you can find the donation button in the About section. Really quickly, in terms of future announcements, please follow us, and I mean Bathhouse RPG, on Twitter for announcements for the next week, and Discord to chat about these shows. Whew. Now, here with me today, we have our lovely, beloved cast. So please, minus Fabian. Don't worry, Chester's still here. Chester will be doing things as requested. We love you, Fabs. You are fucking monumental to this campaign. So I hope you get well soon. Everyone else, in any order you wish, you tell me a bit about yourselves, tell us about your characters, and tell us, are you prepared for the end?
I can go first. I am Aurora, she/they pronouns. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Ephemeral Giant. Tonight I'll be playing Ava Wilson, the La Sombra vampire. Basically, Carrie meets E-Girl meets how do I say girl boss? Girl boss, yeah. Yeah. Maybe a lot of blood. Anywho, is she prepared for the end? I'd like to say Ava is always prepared for the end of things, whether she admits it or not.
Pass it to someone.
Let's go to Frankie Tomato.
Hey, I'm Frankie Tomato, who's playing Chris Tung. No, I'm actually Chris Tung playing Frankie Tomato. I'm Chris Tung. I am mostly known for being one of the co-founders of PinkCity.ca. I do TTRPG stuff on the Super Journey Dudes channel. And yeah, I'm Frankie Tomato, the illustrious, the guy behind the famous restaurant, Italian buffet in Toronto. A real thing that, I mean, rest in peace. That used to be a real thing. But also the, CEO of quite the bagged blood empire. And is he ready for the end? Yes, actually, because he thought that the end already happened for him. Let me pass it to C.
Hey everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpArt. I've decided that I'm a digital artist again, so stay tuned for that. Tonight, I have the absolute pleasure of playing Bear, who is your gangrel butch truck driver. That's about everything that you need to know about Bear. Is Bear ready for the end? I think the better question is the end ready for Bear? And I'll leave that at that and pass it to Joe.
Hello, everyone. Josephine, Atsuger dog friend. I am playing your recently kidnapped Umami. Am I ready? I don't know. We're still having to figure out what even happened to me. So that's going to be a very interesting thing. Sure.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting such an abrupt end.
I don't know. It's always abrupt with me.
Sure. Oh boy. So let's start with a recap. Does anybody for, hear me out, 2 extra D10 to any roll would like to perform a recap? I'm also opening this to Frankie and Umami if they want to do their best with whatever I've given them.
All that happened was I was in the inside of a slimy belly. That's it. That's the whole episode.
You're correct. 2 for you. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
I haven't tried it, so I will attempt. I'm really bad at recaps, just a heads up. But, like, from my horrible recollection, we had watched our friends get gooped up into the slimy belly of that caterpillar thing while making our way to, not Rosemary. Rosemary's, like, dead. Marilyn. There we go. Why? Into Marilyn's room, where we camped out for a bit. We staked out and actually pretty swiftly and brutally killed some guards. And we figured out they're, like, essentially modern day hunters, which, you know, cool and great and fun and cool. We interrogated them. I wanted to turn one of them into one of us for shits and gigs, but we were all a bit hungry for that, quite honestly. We got to have some soft, nice makeover moments. I am canonically currently in a pink flowy bathrobe, and I have a pink shotgun. Bear is wearing a Gucci sweatsuit. And, why is my brain doing this to me?
You're doing
Chester.
great so far.
Chester is wearing a turtleneck that has the sleeves ripped off and cargo pants. We all look very, very fruity, and we all are very, very fruity. Mid-interrogation, we kind of started to worry that maybe Maryland was in on the whole thing. We found out a lot. I'm struggling to recall every detail that we found out, but I know enough to get us through everything. The church is involved, because of course it is. Of course the church is involved. And they want to create a power vacuum to essentially watch us destroy ourselves. Watch everything go apeshit. Not necessarily realizing what a power vacuum would actually do. Tee hee ha ha ho ho. And, oh yeah, the funnest of facts. Those essentially forced gangrel mega beasts, they're thin bloods that were experimented on and turned into those absolute monstrosities. And we think we found our way up to the big dangly lure of the anglerfish that we essentially want to burn to the fucking ground. Correct, Bear? Cool. Yeah.
100%.
And that's what I got. We also got a cutaway to a really horrific feast, but you know.
Yes, amazing. Two for you. Does anybody else want to add anything?
Bear and Marilyn took a shower together.
That's
That
right.
does feel
Amazing.
important.
They did.
Amazing. Wonderful. Beautiful. 2 for you. Joe, you want to throw anything in?
I might be dead. I don't know.
You know what? Factual. 2 for you. There you go. Everybody got 2.
Aki's Oprah. Everyone look under your chair. There's 2.
And 2 for you, and 2 for you.
Exactly. See, look at this. I'm a giver. I gotta do that with a straight face. I'm a menace. I give them this. Oh, who knows where they're gonna use it at? I don't know. Let's start. We last left off viewing one hell of a disgusting feast as all 4 barons essentially got eaten by the 4 monsters. But we're gonna take it back a little bit. We're gonna wind several hours back in time to the wee hours of the night, the early hours, I should say, of the night. I will need rouse checks from Umami and Frankie first and foremost.
I fail.
Mhm.
I got a 10. That's a pass.
That is. Now I'm gonna need one more check actually. Browsing was fun, but I will also need a stamina and anything, any skill that you can like pitch to me that would make sense for your current predicament. Your current predicament being that you got swallowed.
Awareness.
Awareness works.
Insight? Like what the heck is going on?
I would allow that, yes.
Alright.
But stamina is definitely 3 successes for Umami.
That is one nat one. One nat one and one pass.
One pass, okay.
Yeah.
Out of the sheer force of this all, you will be hungry, Frankie.
I'll say it was a nat one on my hunger dice too. I don't know if that changes anything.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll make you hungrier.
Make me hungrier.
Let's see what happens. So,
Frankie's hungry.
for Umami and Frankie, it is a cold, gross, rough ride. You are both crammed beside each other, and you're bounced around, bumped around. And even though you don't need air to breathe, it is suffocating being in here. It's cold, it's dark, you can't see. Every time you try to reach to grab for something or to ground yourself in some way, you're jostled, you're slipping and sliding. Pretty much, if you ever thought, what would it be like to be in a dryer machine, you know, for clothes, like in the laundromat, hell, even a washer, that tumble, it's exactly what's happening to you right now, with a very uncomfortable body, uncomfortable, skinny, bony body in between you both. And then I think you drown, or at least it feels like that, as the next bit, you cling, both of you cling to whatever consciousness you can, and suddenly you are in a cold, dark room, trapped in what I can only presume is like a cocoon of slime. Your visibility is extremely short. You can tell that you what you're in is kind of like this like pod. You can't move much either, but that's what you can see. And just like when you open your eyes underwater, it's that kind of foggy blurriness. No burning, but it's just uncomfortable, right? I would say, based on at least Umami, you can kind of, you know, you're not alone in the room. You know that there's that someone else is here, someone's else's, I should say, really plural, are here. But Frankie, for you have no idea. I would say you even feel alone in this act. You feel alone for someone who's so stuffed, if that makes sense. There's not much space for you to move at all. It's sort of like being trapped.
Feel like I'm in a cannoli.
Yes, in a cannoli. Thank
I'm wrapped
you.
up in a little cannoli.
Cannoli.
I've had this nightmare before.
And both of you are starting to feel hungry. If your stomach could grumble and rumble, it's definitely doing that. based on both of your rolls, you can kind of see when the light shifts in the room from lighter to darker. You can hear like extremely muffled voices over the layers of everything that has you trapped, and most importantly, you know, if it's a sharp sound, and so it kind of resonates within your little cocoon. You know when something is happening. It's a sharp noise, honestly, metal on metal noise. You hear it occasionally, the same way that you can kind of feel movement around you, in front of you, actually. But otherwise, you're stuck, simply. And you do not know how much time passes. You're simply left with your own thoughts. Frankie, I would like you... Actually, I would like you both to make me composure. You can do composure awareness. You can do composure insight. You could even do something like composure performance if you feel like it. And these checks are to see if you basically like think or not. Like, do you disassociate, or
Composure
can
insight.
you kind of keep yourself together?
7.
7.
Composure and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Composure and insight, only 2 successes. Damn, Frankie rolling bad.
Frankie, come on.
Frankie, yeah, give me some blood.
Umami, what do you do that helps you stay focused, if that makes sense, or keep you as grounded as you can?
I think I'm not sure if I go all the way into using my heightened senses, but I think what I try to do is make sense of the nonsensical. Like, I think I hone in on what I am experiencing and how to regulate myself within that experience. Kind of like praying, kind of like meditating. But the whole thing about when you're having anxiety and you're freaking out, that is unhelpful. So I think just as the best that I can do right now is to just attempt to see if I can feel anyone with me. Like, I wonder, do I even feel Frankie in the same like room or little area?
Yes, I definitely, with 7, yeah.
Okay.
I think after a bit, you're able to rationalize and just focus. You focus, and you take some time, and you can figure out that Frankie is actually right beside you.
Okay.
But you are in separate pods. I feel like you'd also be able to know that while this is, I would, thickly layered, it's really just like maybe a couple layers of solid, and everything on the inside that's touching you is that slime. So that's why it feels heavy. I would even say, as you're taking this time to keep yourself grounded, you can probably think of a couple ways out. Like, if you had a knife, you could probably force your hands, like using your leg. You put like both hands on your leg. You could like force your knee up and just cut your way through, because you're pretty sure it's not impossible. It's just really snug in here. You definitely know that this stuff is not like, whatever's on you isn't like, it doesn't smell bad. It's just kind of a gross sensation. And once you look past the gross sensation, maybe you even find it peaceful, like lying down in a pool.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not. It's not the best feeling in the world, but for you, I think you're not anxious per se, or in distress. You're just kind of biding your time.
Okay. At any point, could I have been able to grab Frankie and just like kind of let him know that I'm also here and next to him?
You can attempt to shove yourself in the pod to hit Frankie's pod, or you can attempt to even, I'll allow you even to try and claw through to your best ability. If you have anything sharp on you, you totally could. Nothing.
I have a gun, so
You do have a. I won't
Very
stop
sharp
you from
gun.
trying to shoot your way out either. But I will say that, as a reminder, nothing. You didn't drop anything. You guys have everything on you. It's just it's going to take some time, unless you take the time to move slowly, grab it, and then shoot, or and then use it. You would have to roll every time you try to move or try to grab something or try to do something, because this is just a gross slowing factor here.
I mean, if you'll let me, Aki, I would love to try and shoot at least a hole that I could kind of try to rebirth my way out of. Yeah.
So do you want to take your time, or you want to try and roll for it? Because if you take your time, time will move, right? But if you want to try and get out quicker,
could I first roll anything or use heightened senses to see if there's anything, if like our captors are in the immediate area?
Yes, you can use including your heightened senses. Just give me, you can do intelligence or wits, and then awareness. And while you do that, I'm gonna jump to Frankie real quick.
Go for it.
Frankie, you're hungry, and with 2 successes, I feel like the only thing you can kind of focus on for a while is how hungry you get.
I'm real hungry.
It's sort of like that feeling where you have like the ability to eat something and you simply forget. Like if you work too long, too hard, and you just focus super hard, and suddenly you've missed breakfast and lunch and perhaps dinner. It's one of those types of vibes, and so it kind of actually makes you hungrier. And as that is something that you kind of suddenly are only able to focus on. Just wow, I haven't eaten all day today. That kind of vibe, and then you can't move. You can't tell if that's like sweat dripping down your back or if that's something else in the pod with you. You actually, so you, as of now, you don't know if Umami's with you or not. You don't know if anyone's really with you. You do know someone probably comes in and out. Actually, at some point in the pod, something pressed up against the front of you. Like they were reaching out to touch it, and then they moved it away. So you can probably see something that you can guess, maybe the imprint of a hand, the shadow imprint of a hand. But you felt no heat, nothing. And I don't know, do you want to spiral?
I think for like Frankie being hungry, I don't think Frankie is someone who is like never without some bagged blood around him usually, given like his business and like his connections and just like his lifestyle. He's always pretty well fed. He's never really had to go hungry. So when he starts to go down that path, in his mind, I think the feeling of the hunger is like tripled. Like it almost like in an anxious way, he's like doesn't want to go down that path and doesn't want to feel that again, because the last time that he felt that hungry, he knows bad things happened. So yeah, he is not feeling so hot.
Frankie, do you want to dream?
I could dream. Who doesn't dream?
Okay.
Do vampires dream of bloody sheep?
Roll me resolve, roll me insight.
Gosh, together?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. I've been rolling pretty bad. Pretty on brand. Okay. That's actually... I mean, 3 and 2 of those are hunger dice. 3 successes.
I don't think you know when it starts. But you're outside of the pod. It's a beautiful day, actually. I shouldn't say day. It's a beautiful night. Air is clear. Sky is clear. You can see the moon and some of the passing clouds, which are most likely Toronto fog, just passing through the area. You're outside in your beloved restaurant parking lot, enough to fit 50 people and their extended family. Right outside with your fake leaning tower of Pisa.
This is a real place, everybody. This is a real place in Toronto.
Statue just leaning real close to your building, but on purpose, as your big Italian chef mascot stands like this, ready to welcome all your hungry patrons. And you're outside, maybe for a smoke break. Maybe you want to walk. It's I don't know. The wind feels nice. The moon feels nice. Everything feels really, really nice. But you just can't help but notice there's a lot of critters on the floor. Blue, purple, green, caterpillars, so many on the floor. But also it's like spring, summer. Seeing things on the floor isn't too bad. When it rains, worms come out because the ground, the soil's too wet for them, and they got to get out. And so, you just maybe you kick some away. Maybe you just keep walking. You mind your own business.
Yeah, like kick some away. And I mean, if we're in the parking lot, I'm not as worried. If we were inside the restaurant, I'd be a little more worried. But yeah, like kick some out of my path. I'm walking. Tasting.
Do you want to go into your restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
I had enough of the outside.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, why not go home, right?
I take in that sweet smell of fresh garlic bread.
Exactly. You're inside in that beautiful circular, almost Colosseum-like lobby, waiting with your fake but beautiful marble statues and your fake vines of some green leafy plant hanging from the walls, and your chandelier, and your associates. They know you. They welcome you in. They're so happy to see you, boss. But they look a little weirder, sort of like when you look in like a fishbowl, or you hold a magnifying glass but it's farther away, and just their faces kind of distort in that circular spherical way. But this is your home, so you just don't pay them any mind, because your home is totally like this. It's 100% like this. In fact, you believe it. And the further in you go, from beautiful, fine Italian marble, it starts to shift and get darker and darker and wetter and fleshier and slimier. Do you want to keep going?
Oh God. I mean, yeah. I guess I continue walking as everything morphs around me.
Because you're home.
I'm lost in it. I'm home.
You're home. And almost like one speck of light, it's a spotlight on this fine round table with this white tablecloth and a nice chair and a little one of those metal covers on top. It's for you. It's dinner time.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
I guess like I'm like slowly making my way as I feel like my steps get heavier and heavier as like I guess things are closing in around me. I'm assuming that things feeling slimier and and the weight of that.
Absolutely. Once again, that distorted effect. The walls are breathing, but I mean, they always breathe. You know, it's nothing new for you. It's totally normal, 100% normal. You're home. You take a seat.
Take a seat.
Okay. Are you hungry?
I'm fucking starving.
Starving. You gonna open the lid?
Oh God. Chris Tongue doesn't want to, but Frankie will open the lid.
Describe your one human.
I guess on the platter I see my wife Carmela. You know, beautiful long brown hair, eyes that I could stare into for an eternity, and I guess looking right back at mine as I open this.
Distortion helps us a lot, as it was just like a, could have been a ball, like a plate of spaghetti and meatballs, plate of lasagna, plate of some penne pasta. Could have been a plate of anything. Honestly, garlic bread, hell. But now it's your full wife, just kind of standing there. You're not sitting anymore, but you do have that nice thick bib on. It's actually like, what do you call it? Not tablecloth, but it's the napkins you hand out.
Yeah,
it's
the
nice.
napkins.
It's there. It's ready for you. You got a fork and a knife in one hand.
The custom-made napkins. We put little laurels in the corner.
And your wife tilts her neck for you.
Yeah, I think the hunger that Frankie is feeling makes him want to go in for a bite. But also part of him and like part of his heart is like repulsed at what he's seeing, because he knows the taste of his wife, and it's a taste that he never wants to relive again.
Well, that's unfortunate. Make me a
He
composure.
sure is.
Make me composure and literally anything, any skill you want.
To eat?
To fight, eat it. I mean, if you want
eating.
it, yeah, because you're
Finance.
you're
No.
finance.
I'll say. What about, would you accept leadership? Me taking leadership of like you taking
yourself?
of myself.
You're taking control of yourself. You're
certainly my
fighting.
highest stat.
You're fighting your most basic instinct, I guess you could say.
All right, let's do it. Come on, Frankie. Some successes would be nice. Okay. That is 3 successes and 1 bestial failure.
Amazing. So, Joe, what did you get to shoot your way up?
So I passed my not go crazy on heightened senses thing, and then I got 5 successes on that wits roll. But do I need to still roll something to actually shoot my way out, right? Because I have firearms.
Yes. Yeah, firearms, I was gonna say.
Okay. So what should I roll with firearms?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
That's basically, yeah, it's basically, you can do strength if that's better, but dexterity makes no sense.
Absolutely not better. That's 3 successes with the firearms dexterity.
So you know where Frankie is. You know what to do. You can move and get your gun. But most importantly, you know when to do it. You do know when
I
someone
shoot Frankie.
comes in. you do know when someone kind of comes in and out.
Please do.
Okay.
And so you're able to do this when they're gone. In fact, you know that sharp metal sound is you can deduce it's a fucking door. Someone's coming in and out of the room. And you're not close to the door. It's somewhere in, like, I don't know, a direction, but like you know the direction. Just right now your peripherals are kind of off. You just know it's there. And it's a bit far. And you can probably it takes a bit for someone to walk in to where you and Frankie are for sure.
Okay.
But nothing, yeah. But besides that, after they're gone, after you hear that door close and you wait a couple seconds, minutes maybe, you can successfully shoot a hole. This is, you've never had such a difficult task to just move your arms up and down, really, and even squeezing the gun, pulling the trigger. It's quite difficult in all of this slime. It really is just like a slowing factor here. It's not even slippery. It's just everything is so much slower than how you'd like it to be. But when you shoot the hole, it goes straight through. And you hear something leaking out, not at like a fast pace or anything like that, but like it's sort of like you just hear the slime move towards that little hole, probably to leak out. And I'm assuming you're gonna go at it with your hands to pull yourself free. Now I will need like a strength athletics from you, sadly.
Okay.
Do your best.
Is gonna be 3 dice.
You do have +2, like you 2 free dice as well.
Yeah, we're gonna use it on this.
On this? Okay, both of them?
Yeah.
Good to know.
And okay, that's gonna be 4 successes.
Awesome. You can rip this shit apart and pull yourself out. Now, as you make this hole bigger, more slime kind of gets out. You don't feel yourself really moving down or anything like you would with like there was water. But at some point, you feel your head feels like colder, and you can kind of deduce that the slime is slowly coming out as you're pulling it, and so you're feeling like the air and stuff. But you're able to like just rip a hole through it. Do you go out?
Yeah, and I want to confirm kind of I guess I want to just like look at my immediate surroundings and then probably tap on the pod where I feel Frankie, at least.
Okay. So I'd say with 4 successes from the previous, you're able to just step out. Even though it's super like slimy and gross and perhaps slippery, you have footing, you have grounding. And the first direction you would probably look is straight, because you kind of you're walking out of the pod, like you're entering or through a door. And right now, because of your glasses, it's all kind of foggy and blurry. So do you take off your glasses to clean them? Or do you take them off to look?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think for once, Umami has to take his glasses off.
Is there anything funky and fresh when you take off your glasses?
I'm really hot. I'm so hot.
Wow. like a early 2000s, like what was it? Teenage. It's not even teenage. Like an early 2000s movie where it's perhaps a rom-com, and the ugly duckling is getting a whole goddamn montage fix. Umami, who was hot, gets hotter. Yes, see?
Yeah.
Yes. Hot, double underline.
Umami in general, I think, I don't know, like as far as there's no such thing as upkeep as a vampire now, and Umami always tried to make themselves as unapproachable looking as possible, thus the sunglasses. But there is like a surprisingly like boyish like charm, I guess, to their own face, which like I don't think they ever really grew even in their own life to like.
Yeah, Yeah.
You know, just because you die doesn't mean that you really get over how you look every day.
Yeah.
So with frustration, just has to get rid of the glasses, and I think even starts to like take off like their clothes essentially, because everything is just like wet. As if their underwear is like less wet, they'll keep the underwear on, but like they're just like stripping down basically, and just like tapping on Frankie's pod, like, Frankie, are you alive?
Do you look up?
Am I awake and conscious?
Not you. Sorry.
Oh.
Mommy, do you look up?
Just in general?
Yeah. Do you look up? Do you look straight?
Are my heightened senses still going?
They are. Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing is.
sure. I look up.
You see a frame. Very large frame. Frame for photograph. You see glass. You see some sort of light reflecting off the glass. You see yourself. You see your reflection. Yeah, you see a reflection. This ain't silver. And then you look further up, and you hone in on the details, because why is there glass? Why is there a frame? What is this here? And you see this beautiful painting of Madonna and Child.
Okay. So what immediately happens is, God damn it, Aki.
I told you I jump started on you.
Happy belated Easter, everybody.
Happy, yeah.
Madonna and Child, by the way, for the audience to refer, is not Madonna, the media
like
star,
a virgin,
but like Virgin Mary equivalent to this, and Child being probably baby Jesus. But yeah, Madonna and Child.
Okay, so I believe I need to. Umami recoils. I need to spend a willpower in order to face this thing, and because I know Frankie's here, I need to leave with Frankie. I'm gonna have to get rid of my not that many willpower to be able to withstand looking at this picture of something that has never given me any reason to worship God.
Yeah. Go ahead. Can I mess with you as you do this, by the way?
Of course. Why not?
You're staring at it. You're staring at directly, I want to say, to the face of Madonna and Child. You're staring directly at their eyes. And you're so sure it's the glass and whatever light is in this room that's reflecting off of it, making you think you're seeing what you're seeing. But you also definitely cannot tell 100% without a shred of a doubt if those eyes are following you or not.
I think Umami whispers to himself the name Valeria. And I think just kind of has to, in this moment of not enlightenment, but this being able to like just move without freaking out, it begins to turn into a dissociative sort of state of like, we gotta get Frankie and we gotta get out of here. And like, I think tries to just maybe cover like the slight end. I think his entire face is just covered in slime anyway, but like just dabs away the like blood tears coming to the side a little bit, and just shakes their head of all the memories sort of surging up, breathing, and again just goes over to Frankie's pod.
Are you going to? What are you gonna do? You're gonna try and get Frankie out. You see, Frankie is you can see. So the pod looks very much like a very big cocoon.
Yeah.
But instead of it's not like stringy or anything. It's 100% slime cocoon. I would say it's akin to like aloe vera, honestly. Like just like aloe vera straight from the fucking plant, where it's like thick and in the pod like that. It's like that. And there is a light illuminating it. It was illuminating you as well, like floor lights. When you focus, you can kind of see past it. There's floor lights that kind of illuminates you, and you can see Frankie's body is there, so you know Frankie is there. I would even say there's a gleam, like that tomato pin, and you're like, that's that motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt.
Do you want to get him out?
Yes, I do.
You want to shoot him out?
I mean, that's the only thing that I have. I don't have any brawl or melee. I only have firearms, and it's a decent firearms. So.
I mean, go ahead and roll like the dexterity and and firearms. I'm gonna say this is not like, unless you like fail. You fail. You get 0 successes. It's not difficult to move the gun away from Frankie's body and off to the side, so you can just shoot there and rip from the side.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Literally the same thing. It's you do it, the slime starts coming out, and you start ripping at it. And as you start ripping at it, you are distinctly aware that this painting is behind you.
It like moved?
No, maybe. Who knows? Do you want to turn around and look?
Okay, I think this is where Umami begins to start. Just that
freaking out.
That's that anxiety is definitely there. I don't turn around, but I'm focusing on getting Frankie out. Yeah.
So you're going at it. You're ripping. You're hyper focused on this as just that looming, that vibe of wow, it's behind me, isn't it? It's gonna torment you for a bit as you're ripping this pod to shreds, for the record, but it's just gonna feel like a while, and you're able to get Frankie out, who's in this almost meditated like state. Their eyes are closed, they are still, and Frankie with those 3 successes, right? Was it 3?
Yeah, and like a beast of failure, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think what happens, if you will, because technically I'm going to take control over your body really quickly. But if it's uncomfortable, feel free to just be like, no, I don't like that. Your hands move up and you grab Umami's shoulders with a grip, one hell of a grip. I would say it's a superficial wound type of thing, as you're really forcing your hands there. And for the record, don't mark superficial wound. I'm just saying that is the vibe of it. Like it's gonna leave some bruises, for sure. It hurts, but it doesn't. You don't deal any damage. It's the grip that is sudden, and Mommy's freaking out behind there and was focused on this, so you would jump scare them again, kind of literally rising from the dead here. But you don't bite them. You just hold on to them. And I'm gonna need resolve and awareness.
Hey, thank God I just leveled up resolve by 1. All right.
I'm gonna say you're gonna try and wake yourself up here.
Awareness and resolve. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow! 2 crits and a pass.
So
3,
5.
So 5, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay. You have your wife by the shoulders, and she's exposing her neck towards you. You're so hungry, you feel it in your ears. And by that, I mean when your heart beats really fast, and if you were to focus on it, you can feel it in your ears. It's like a migraine. You can feel it in your ears sometimes. But this time, you're hungry. And then you feel this weight kind of lift from all of you, and just you seize the moment. You wake up, and right now you're seizing Umami by the shoulders, but like
I'm like
you're
naked.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got Umami in my grip, and I wake up and it's like, I'm fucking dead. Oh, Umami, I thought you was a gun. Sorry. And like I got slime all over me, and yeah, I guess I will immediately release Umami if I notice that it's in front of me.
I'm like crying, and my glasses I've like discarded.
Yeah, we dead? Is this hell? The fuck happened? So you doing all right? You got a little something.
This isn't hell. Kind of wish it was.
Do
Take your
I
clothes off.
see if there's a painting behind Umami?
Do you look up?
I guess like one of the first things I would do, like upon like regaining consciousness, is like observing my surroundings. So probably, yeah. I look up, I look left, I look right, I look down.
You look up, and when I say up, I mean because you're straight here, and you look up like that, right? Yeah, there's a painting there. Beautiful work, Madonna and Child. You'd know it. You'd know it. Italians love Madonna and Child.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. You probably know your art history on it. Honest to God, with all the painting. Hell, you might have this painting or a painting like it.
Hey, is that mine? Yeah.
Just it's just a painting. The light reflects off of it, so it's a little like kind of shimmery, and obviously this whole place is covered in goo, including the painting. I would say, just by vicinity. Do you want to look further up?
Well, first when I see that painting, like nearby, do I know about Umami's like religious imagery thing? Yeah, would you look at that? It's a nice little baby Jesus behind us. Sorry, what? Take my clothes off? And then yeah, I'll continue looking around. I guess I'll look up.
Can't believe you're stripping in front of the Lord. But I'm sorry, it's really funny. You look up to the ceiling, right?
Yep.
There is the light reflects off of the ceiling as well, because the floor lights and all of this goo, and goes up, and you can see that there's like so much goo up on the ceiling as well, actually. And then you swear you see something just skitter like across the ceiling inside the goo.
Mommy, I don't think we're alone in here.
Let's go.
Yeah. Lead the way. I don't know where the fuck we are. I'm covered in slime.
I want, if you're gonna run, please make dexterity and athletic rolls. Unless you want to be quiet about it, in which it's experience.
Yes, I would love to do an obfuscate thing.
Oh, I have that too. I can move silently.
Mm-hmm.
3 successes? That's with dexterity and obfuscate.
Hang on, sorry, let me check something.
Frankie just rolling threes today.
I might just... So I have Cloak the Gathering, again, that makes us invisible. I don't think it masks the sound we make, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna enshroud Frankie in Cloak the Gathering. I have to do a rouse check really quick. I pass. Thanks, shit. Oh, I have to do a rouse check for each person. So that's just Frankie, it's just one person. And that was dexterity for stealth. Aki?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dexterity stealth.
Okay, and then I'll add my obfuscate. Yeah, it's like a billion. 6 successes.
Like a billion.
A billion.
Yeah. Y'all think you're moving quietly, and quickly. As you do, you pass several pods. And you know they're pods, and you know there's people inside them. Some of them move around, some of them just don't. Like they're also maybe in some sort of stasis, but there's so many, so many.
Can't fuck with them.
Gosh. Yep.
Do I know what room this is, or like what floor, or in proximity to any rooms that I'm aware of?
You know that on the 3rd floor there is a really big security room, and that security room does have like a back room and a storage area. You know for a fact you're not in the storage area, because if you were, it'd be really cramped. And just the back room itself is kind of treated like a staff room, you know, kind of one of those, like a break area. So it's bigger, and it's sure as hell very, very difficult to tell because of all this slime and pods, and the light is weird, and things have definitely been shifted. Pretty sure you're in the back room. That means it's attached to the security room, and pretty sure the door that you're leading to will lead you to directly into the security room.
Does that have the cameras?
It has the cameras for basically everywhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to lead Frankie basically to that area.
Yeah, you do. And just as you reach the door, we're gonna quickly jump to our previous group. Aurora, Bear, Chester, Maryland. Our final 4, technically. Y'all turned up, and you're making your way up to the 3rd floor. Your goal, the anglerfish room, as you so lovingly dubbed it, and I kind of really like that name.
Hey, I thought we were gonna set the kitchen on fire before we did that.
Kitchen is downstairs. You guys left off going up. I believe the goal was
we were gonna burn everything on our way out.
Yeah, because there is
Yeah.
the 2nd floor. Really, really quick recap, just in case. The 2nd floor has the service elevator that will take you all the way down. The 2nd floor also has a pretty big kitchen. And when you interrogated the 2 human hunters, you do know that the 3rd floor has the security room and has all the humans and thin bloods that they captured. You also left at a specific time so that way you wouldn't run into monster patrols or / hunter patrols. So you are strategically going up. Dope. You turn, and this room is the stairwell is quite clean. Floor lights, or floodlights, I should say. I think that is the term for them. You know, the ones you see in like usually like the backs of theaters and shit. And all the lights on this level are off. Only illuminated by floodlights, actual floor lights, like emergency ones, are also there.
Just as we're going up, I'm gonna make sure that my eyes of the beast are active. So Bear's eyes kind of flash over, the pupils widen a little bit, and the color of like their amber irises kind of ekes out into their sclera as their eyes take on like a different, more holographic form.
Mm-hmm. Marilyn has to take lead for this bit, and she will lead you slowly but surely down to where the security room is. There are not many doors you would notice on this level, besides a few, and it is the penthouse level, so you can assume that just massive suites are here, like massive suites, for the rich and elite. She leads you to a door that pretty much says security. Security room, and it has its own little pin pad code and whatnot. But that door is I wouldn't say ajar, but like it's definitely open. Like I don't know. The best way to put it is it's like its handle is really fucked up. Like someone bashed it downward to open it, but it's still there. So you could totally turn it if you want to. There's no point. Just push. What would y'all like? How would y'all like to go about this?
Bear flicks their eyes down to this broken, fucked up handle, looks back to look at Chester and Marilyn and our darling Ava to kind of give like a, do you want me to just kick this in kind of look with their face, which is very plain on their face, you know what I mean?
Ava just kind of nods. At this point, we're in it.
Bear nods once, brings their elbow back, and just smashes the entire thing into the door so that it flies back. So if anyone is standing behind it, they're going to get that shit hit out of them with the door.
For me, please make athletics and strength, or sorry, strength athletics. Yeah, because it's while you also technically intend to deal damage if someone was behind there, I would not consider it a melee fight just yet.
That is so many dice. 6 successes.
You punch it. Hell, you probably punch it right off its sockets, and the door just flies back. And you do hear the very familiar crunch of bones cracking. And you do smell diluted, but there's some blood up in here. And you do hear someone go, "What the fuck?"
Hey, sorry if we're crashing the party, but we've had just about enough of whatever fucked up run this is.
Yeah, this stopped being funny like a couple hours ago. I'm seriously just annoyed now.
And then
Yeah, so we...
Oh, sorry, go
Please.
ahead. And then Marilyn's... Oh, are you going?
God damn it, Aki!
Please.
You do it!
Me? Okay, fine. You win this round because I won the last round about being Canadian. This happened off screen for something else. Haha. Okay. Marilyn pipes up, walks in, and goes, "Where's my fucking kit?" And then throws the pickaxe at one of the other guys. As you enter, you'll see there's two. There was the two in the familiar armor. Shouldn't even say armor. Familiar outfits of the modern hunters, and just the pickaxe meets its mark dead center in the head, and this guy walks off to the side. There is one other person in this room, though. They were seated at the cameras, TVs. The actual part that does the security checks, and they are dressed in more like another like. They dressed like Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 4. Yeah, pretty much. That's the best way to put it. Minus like the fun gun stuff. But the rest of the outfit's there, including the short sleeve turtleneck. Except it is it is a black man with, not gonna lie, really fresh fucking cut. Okay, like off on the side. Look, this Scarborough man either has fine fucking hair or bad fucking hair. The hairline is either ruined or it's there, and it's perfect. Okay, it's like shaved off to the side with a fucking lightning bolt, like that kind of thing. And the rest of the hair is like curly, kinky on top, and it rests super well. Just the definition of I like your cut, G, and that's really all we got. It's either amazing, it's either great, or it's why bother having hair, or like somebody really disliked your barber hates you for that kind of cut. He does have a mask. I'm gonna roll something to see if he has it on. Real quick.
If I
He does
may,
not have it on. He does not have it. Sorry, go ahead.
Bears coming in, roaring at the top of their gigantic lungs. Where the fuck is my tomato man? So just so you know the energy that I'm bringing into this room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to also take the time to say, this may be a trained professional, but I am a spooky bitch, and by that, I mean, I'm gonna try and do a spooky bitch thing. I have this funny little thing called Shadowcast that is a free action. It essentially means that I gain 2 bonus dice on stealth and intimidation rolls as the shadows of the room join me and loom over me. I just look fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to intimidate them, or are you trying to help?
I guess I'm trying to help Bear, honestly.
Okay. Then you can roll that plus like a charisma intimidation, and Bear, you can roll also charisma intimidation. I know you just did a feat of strength. However, you're just yelling at this one. The door wasn't anywhere near this one. He just saw some bitch get pancaked.
Could I once again make an argument for manipulation intimidation?
Yes, because you're actively manipulating shadows. And so
exactly.
I would totally accept that.
4 successes for me.
4?
Oh, that's enough dice. Oh, that's 4 successes with 3 crits.
Amazing. So that means that would be 6 successes on an overall group intimidation check here. And yes, my guy is intimidated. It's very clear on his face. 1, you startled. You startled him. 2, he's. It does not take him long to be aware of the situation, and so he has his hand on a button, okay, but he puts his other hand out like cautionary, like that, and he just goes, "Your friends are in the back. They're right there. But if you come at me and you come anywhere closer to me, I will hurt you."
Do you really think of yourself in the position to be making threats? From where I'm standing, you're the one in the corner.
You don't know what's in
I'm
there.
the one with the shotgun. I'm the one with the shotgun.
And he looks directly at you and goes, I kind of like my odds. And he hits the button. And from the back, all the lights turn on and you are all burning. So if you want to attempt to dodge it, I need dexterity and athletics. For further explanation, he has something behind him that allows him to essentially have the equivalent of sun-powered flashlights. Not flashlights, but sunflower, like, floodlights. Sun-powered! That's a fucking daisy. No. But it's big. And it does cast
Groovy,
quite a
baby, groovy. 6
not
successes
shadow,
for Bear.
but 6 for Bear.
Oh, 5. Surprisingly groovy.
5. I'm going to say that all of you will take. One second, I'm checking for examples here real quick. You're definitely taking harm. Okay, that's the thing, because you guys were closer to the room, like in the room, and you were actively intimidating the guy, meaning that you are of distance, and he does turn this thing on, knowingly. So I guess. This is what? This would be a touch above superficial, I think. Just it's not that. It's definitely aggravated damage. This is, man, I have not actually damaged y'all. This is the fun part. I have not really actively damaged y'all in like 4 sessions. So it's been
Only
a while.
our emotions.
Yeah, I would say everybody in that room takes at least 1 harm. So 1 from your health. And afterwards, Ava and Marilyn are for sure. You're blinded in a sense, not because you saw the light head on, essentially, as you kind of dip from the room. Are you dipping from the room, or are you choosing to hide somewhere? Because this room does not flood with light. It's specifically that area.
I assumed we were hiding.
Not to intimidate this guy, he would have watched you do it all head on. And there's realistically nowhere to hide unless you were hiding behind Bear.
No, I mean after the lights turned on. I assumed we were hiding.
Oh, you can hide if you wish to stay in the room, but you will be cut off from everybody else. It's like the light automatically kind of makes a shift in the paths of the middle of the room. So you're either hiding if you choose to hide in the room, you're in the corner, further in and away from everyone else.
Bear was I think, first to come into the room right behind Marilyn, so I assume that Bear is having to remain in the room as they are dodging out of the way of this huge light beam.
I
So they
fully
looked-
assumed I had to remain in the room. Yeah.
If you wish to, you do not have to. It's sort of like your choice to remain in the room or to jump out of the room.
If Bear's in the room, I'm in the room.
All right. All of you are kind of stuck in a corner now. You still have space to move, but you feel the heat of an artificial sun.
With that many successes, Bear is not blinded, right?
You're not blinded. And by blinded, I would say that your next attack or your next rolls would have a bit of a difficulty to it. But except for Bear, you're fine. Yeah, but you are stuck on that side with 2 other people.
I think, if I may, as this like searing huge light comes out of these gigantic, fucked up sun flashlights, Bear, maybe noticing that Ava is like still blinking from the light adjustment, very almost gently puts their hands, if Ava allows it, over hers and helps aim the shotgun at the lens.
Yeah.
And then they say, when I say shoot, and we'll blow out the fucking sun. And they're gonna try to help aim.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what you both are gonna have to roll for this. Because you are helping aim, but that is still it's equivalent to you're staring at the sun, but it's not giving you that blinding effect. It's so much light, and in fact, it does cover the human a bit. And you are specifically okay. That'll come after. So for you, Bear, I would say composure or manipulation because you are the one aiming, and firearms because it's a gun. And Ava, if you wish to shoot, that would be dexterity and firearms again. Actually, no, it shouldn't be dexterity. It should also be composure and firearms. Yeah, because you are currently your vision is impaired. You're blinking back spots. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Bear hasn't used a ranged weapon since like 1942. So I'm gonna use my two. I'll use my 2 dice from our recap earlier, and I got 3 successes total.
Earlier, okay. And Eva.
Alrighty. I did not use one of my die, but I got 6 successes total.
You can shoot out the light, but it will take 2 shots, and you're going to have to reload your gun. Simply because you got one, you didn't get the other, if that makes sense. It's sort of like, one button, all the lights. So it takes 2 shots, but you can get them. And through that commotion, and by commotion, I mean the gunshots directly near your ears, your guy's gone.
Okay, I would like... Okay.
Yep. On the other side of the wall, Umami and Frankie, you're like creeping up. You're getting ready to open the door. And then you hear 2 gunshots. What do you want to do? The window to, there's like a little rectangular window that some doors have. That's covered in slime. You can't see anything.
Would they not have heard the "Where's my tomato boy"?
Nope.
Okay.
They were further back in the room.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of shit happening there, and I don't think any of us have guns or shotguns or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
And, well, I wouldn't know, yeah, and then can we peek in?
You have to open the door to peek.
I, gesture, should we?
To ask you something, Aki, so that I can be maybe more decisive with my... I think my heightened senses is done, because we've moved.
Yep.
Okay, so Umami
I would consider where you're at, the threshold of another room, too, if that helps.
Yeah. Fuck. Joe, along with Umami, I think are both still flustered from seeing Mary. I think Umami would still be interested in like hearing who all is involved, but I think with Umami is like naked, but still I think has the handgun that they got with like however many bullets are still left in it after shooting off 2. Looks over to Frankie. If we do this, we're gonna have to really do this. Does that go with you?
We've gone this far, let's fucking do it.
Okay. Then I'm
Frankie,
gonna
while they have been running, he's also been taking off like the slimy pieces of clothes that he's had on and tossing them as they run. And he is just in these like boxers that are the Italian flag.
That's it. I don't want my tomato boy anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door. You are met with this flooding bluish light. And you can tell that's because it's from all of those TVs or the cameras in the security room. And when you open the door, you do see your friends just kind of standing there, a little bewildered, maybe blinking a little bit, a lot of it. You see a hand fall in front of you, essentially, and as you continue to push, you know the smell of humans and blood, and that is the pickaxe boy, kind of just stuck on the door right now. And for the rest of you, congratulations. You see Umami and Frankie.
In all
basically
his
in their
glory.
underwear.
Naked.
Yeah. Both of them.
Yeah, I guess as soon as we barge in, I'm like, fucking wish I had my sunglasses. Do I see anyone, like a human or whatever, near the light?
No.
The closest person.
If you're talking about the guy with the really nice cut, he's not there.
He's not there.
No, he's
Okay.
out. He ran out the room.
Well, then I'll have a little word with Pickaxe Boy then.
Pickaxe Boy is dead.
Oh, he's dead. Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
There
I
are no
guess.
people in this room besides your besties. And I think Marilyn will look at Umami first and go, "Why
What?
are you naked?" And she just takes off her little girl boss blazer and will just put it on you.
We're covered in slime.
Okay, maybe not now then.
No.
You want it? No.
I was thinking we could stop by one of my rooms to see if we can get some clothes, but I was not gonna maneuver
No
around
fucking time.
with slime. That's fine. We're just gonna be naked. That's whatever.
Listen, I feel really
Not
agile in this, so
necessarily
I'm
quite.
good either way.
I put my robe on Frankie. This is not an option. I have a shotgun. I am so angry right now. I will shoot you even. This is not an option. Just put some clothing on.
Yeah, I'll gladly take the away. It's actually pretty nice. It's pink.
Pink.
Do you hate me,
My
Ava?
favorite color.
No, I
Bear
don't-
takes off their their juicy Gucci tracksuit sweater, just like titties out at this point, and they hand the kind of like bloodstained one to Umami now.
Thank you. Blood, far more maneuverable liquid than slime.
Fine. I take off the go-go boots I had put on and give them to Umami.
Why? That must have
So-
taken you 5 minutes to take off both of those boots.
Our outfits right now. I am wearing the Flag of Italy boxers and a pink bathrobe. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
Like, think one of
that's my
those
look.
sheer, long, flowy robes with the
Yeah.
feather lining. That's what you're
Yeah,
wearing.
that's what
Beauty.
you got. You've got one of those like, oh, what's this? My husband mysteriously died. Like kind of
Yeah.
robes on,
I've black
touching your
briefs.
family pearls.
I have black briefs and this juicy tracksuit top.
Yeah.
Fashion.
And white go-go boots.
And white go-go boots.
This is amazing. I think if you look at Marilyn, you will see that it low-key pains her to have to touch the slime again. But she also looks like her hair is still wet and she looks fresh. So, mommy, you can probably tell she's bathed. That's why. But she's going to actually like wipe slime off of your face to get a proper like look at you. Like she's doing the whole check thing. Like, just, are you hurt? That kind of stuff. And for the most part, y'all are not hurt. Say for you, mommy, you have like hand bruises on your shoulders. And she's gonna take a look at that. And her eyes say I have some words, but she's not gonna ask them now because y'all are kind of time pressed. And
Bear.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Bear. No, Bear, you go first.
Bear looms kind of like a shadow over Frankie as all of these clothes are being exchanged. You horrible little restaurant man! And they pick you up like bodily with their huge arms, lift you up and off the ground in this like gutturally type literal bear hug. They kind of shake you a little bit.
Yeah,
If
my like
you-
back cracks. I'm like, oh, I think you fixed my back.
If you ever pull some bullshit like that again, I will snap you in half.
Hey, listen, I'm glad to see you're all doing well and you're all alive. And I like nod at each one of them. And thanks for I asked y'all to fucking run, but I guess you stuck around to save us or something. So I appreciate it.
You can get over your hyper masculine bullshit later. Umami, speaking of, what is the absolute quickest way to burn down this building? Go.
There's like 1,000 floors. But
Okay.
we do. If you have some kind of incendiary device that can travel or has reach, the vents, right? Also, wait,
Vents.
what?
So, TLDR,
And what we miss?
some humans from, I think, the Catholic Church, a church, probably Catholics, usually Catholics, have gotten some modern day hunters together and some Reddit shitfucks together, and are attempting to create a massive power vacuum, probably already have, either injuring or killing our barons entirely, to, watch us kill each other. The Thin Bloods are the monsters we've been fighting, and they want to get rid of literally all of us in the most brutal way possible. Not completely aware of what that power vacuum would actually do, even leaving Maryland. Yeah, I know. So much. Anywho, I would like to get some really fucking brutal revenge. That involves burning them to a fucking crisp because their big plan is up here.
And Marilyn, that's okay with you?
Marilyn is going to just look at you and just go, I don't think that really matters anymore. I mean, I prefer to not burn this place down for the sole purpose of a burning skyscraper in Toronto is very bad for everyone.
Yeah, they should have thought of that first.
Also, we do have emergency fire. The sprinklers. Which is why I was suggesting, instead of burning the whole place down, how about selectively burning those motherfuckers down?
This is, once again, a backup plan at the end of the day. If we don't get out alive, they don't get out alive. End of sentence. Frankly, the most easy way to completely ensure that is fire. Lots of it.
I'm
Now,
definitely. Oh, go ahead. Continue.
ideally, we just fight our way out and burn down the building vaguely to, deal with any of the remnants of this bullshit. But I'm certainly not leaving anything up to chance. I don't know about y'all.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna look around the security room now. Is there... I want to do a check to see if there's anything of note, technology-wise, camera-wise. If there's anything I'm noticing out of... I mean, not out of the ordinary because everything is fucked. I guess like a general sort of investigation through the technology around me, if I'm able to see anything noteworthy through the cameras.
Yeah, just give me an intelligence, technology, and whatever else you want to add on roll to it, because cameras are right there, so you can just naturally look at it. But I might as well make you roll to give you more details.
That is a crit.
Oh,
Yeah?
also, because you both didn't specify about closing the door is open, and so now everybody can see a room full of slime cocoon pods
Yeah.
with human figures, or I shouldn't say human figures, but humanoid figures inside. And
I'm
I feel like
explicitly ignoring it right now.
Yeah. That was 6 successes for the technology.
so. You look at the cameras. The cameras, lots of them, full of covered basically a lot of areas. I want to say, that there's a security room, a big one like this, at least every 5 floors, for this thing. Heck, maybe more like 8 actually, every 8 floors. So this giant screen full of cameras kind of like just covers everything. You can see some areas are straight up sealed off, like there's furniture or like makeshift barricades and stuff like that, and you're not actually sure who put them there. But on some of the lower floors, not lower, but like lower in your vicinity, because this is like the top 8 floors that it's showing you, things are barricaded off, including the main elevators. So there are those, which isn't to say you can't break through a barricade, but it's just gonna be, it will take time. I will like tax it.
Where are we as far as like proximity to the east
To the east
of the hotel?
I want to say you're central.
Central.
Right now.
Okay.
Central. And you know where the service elevator is, and you know that it is, there is one over here actually, I would say, but yeah, same side, still hidden, and the way the cameras are faced, you're pretty sure that the hunters don't know that this is the service elevator disguised as another door. You also notice in the 2nd floor kitchen, somebody ate. It is disgusting. You see the leftovers and remnants of clearly humanoid body parts. You see bloody footprints and whatnot leaving the room. You don't know what has left, but you can probably deduce. And really, that's all you can make. No, I lie. You would probably know fine details about the Barons simply because Marilyn works so closely with them. And so I think you'd be able, with 6 successes, you'd be able to tell that that's the leftovers of the Barons. In pieces. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
And all their bodies were put in the same room and all eaten?
Yeah, like a dinner.
Okay.
Like a fancy feast. A last supper, if you will. Ha ha ha. And you also notice, coming in as fast as they can, a bunch of hunters. You've killed 4. So realistically, it is 2 of like the miscellaneous ones. Like you look over and you see pickaxe over there. So they look like him. You do not see. I lie. And in the main ballroom, you actually see one human with some paint, brown skin, in a suit that's kind of like one of those skin tight suits. It's kind of only done up halfway, really. With the wolf monster. With Stephanie alive and well, except she's got some blood all over here. All over her, like from the mouth down to her neck, down to the bosom, like staining. She was like wearing this, like I think a whitish dress too, so it's like it's all staining. Zero Stephanie. And you see the best way to put it is like Mad Mickelson. like this like the actor. Fucking Hannibal Lecter looking ass in tactical gear and a cross that's just right on their chest, talking in the center of the ballroom. As you see fresh cut G guy run in and alert them.
Okay, where does the service elevator lead to? The one on this floor?
It will probably lead you at least 8 floors down, hence like that.
Yeah, towards... Would we still essentially be in the central portion of the hotel?
You would have to go all the way like east, take the elevator, and so you would always be east. There's another service elevator, and it's sort of... So, in hindsight, you understand why it was done. So that way, like certain employees, specific ones, are always kind of in the same area.
Yeah.
And also, majority of the time, if they needed to, like, I don't know, end their shift and go home, they would take the main elevator that goes all the way up and down, and not a service one, because the service one is for work. So, you know that the hotel's service elevators work like this. East goes down. Then you gotta go all the way west. It goes down. Then you gotta go all the way east again. And it goes down. And they go by like 8, 8, 8, 8.
Okay.
Because people are usually... Because the fact that this is a giant, tall building means that staff are actually separated in certain areas where they would work, as to not, like, you know, force a janitor to clean 60 floors. Right?
So... is there anything I'm able to see, or if there's no more time, if we go to the central elevator right now, is the area around the service elevator room, or like the employees' little area, what is the condition? It's blocked.
No. Main elevators, main ones.
Main
Those are
blocked.
central. Main are blocked. Service elevators are not blocked.
And it seems like it's kind of as far as the condition of the floor, it doesn't seem like there's anything notable.
No, not on the 3rd floor. You can see like the hunters and stuff running up, so like they're coming to you.
Yeah.
You also actually, I would say, you can see the bear monster and you can see the sloth monster kind of turning, like they're also, or making their way towards you, but not as frantically as the hunters. But you don't see the caterpillar, and that's because the ceiling starts moving.
God damn it! Everyone, we're going to a service elevator. We gotta go right now. It's not gonna be to the east, but we gotta go.
Yep.
Okay. I guess.
Are you? I'm assuming you're all running towards the door.
Yeah.
I need a marching order.
Me and Marilyn first, probably.
Bear will be
I'll follow
last.
right. I'll fall right behind Umami.
I guess I'm right in front of Bear.
And Bear is last.
Yeah.
Bear, I need you to make
Oh,
me
no.
make me a dexterity athletics. Makes sense. You can also do dexterity awareness.
I will not be doing any awareness skills. No,
I will
no.
not be aware. Thank you
I
so
will
much.
not be aware of anything. I will only be strong, or except I will maybe only be a little strong for successes.
4 successes. So the rest of you can run out on time. And you can hear the other hunters kind of come up. Like you hear they're not soft about it. They're like go, go, go. Oh, fucking tactical shit. Whatever. You can hear them. You all have you have sensitive hearing, is the best way to put it. Bear, you are so diligent. You let everyone leave first. And as you kind of step through the threshold of the door, 2 hands reach out, grab you, and with a violent force, fling you all the way back to where you basically threw the door at someone. They throw you onto the door. And I want to say it is with such a force that you're going to take another point in your health as your back hits the curve of your back, the arch of your back hits the door handle. Real not nice. Doesn't stab through or anything, but oh god, that hurts. And the caterpillar monster is like hanging from the ceiling with its half of its humanoid body out, and the rest of it is like moving up on the ceiling, like the equivalent of, you ever see those playgrounds, not playgrounds, like those playpens inside like arcades and stuff like that, and then they have like this hoop thing that kids got to move from one area to another, but it's dangling sort of on the thing. Just literally look at any children's like play place and you'll probably be able to tell, but it's like a tunnel, really, except sometimes the tunnels are made out of like rope and fabric and a bunch of other things, so that way it bounces when the kids move. That's that sense of danger, but it's structured usually, and that's what it looks like up there as it kind of moves, sort of like the caterpillar is making its way fully towards you, or towards this room, but the rest of it though can totally come out. And we'll take our break here, actually. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Gosh dang.
Mm-hmm.
See you in a few.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back for the second half of the finale for the Lion's Den, where we last left off our... I don't want to call you heroes, because you're not heroic. Well, to yourselves, you are. Our party discovered a few things, like where Frankie and Umami are. That tripping balls can be pretty bad when it's vampire slime balls. There was another outfit change. I wouldn't consider it an outfit change, but outfits were changed. 2 hunters down. And now they are face to face with the caterpillar monster. Specifically, Bear is. So here's how we're gonna do this. I want y'all to roll me dexterity and brawl. This is specifically so that way I have an order for an initiative. I really don't care if there was an actual way for VTM to do initiative, but I mostly want the initiative for the players here, so that way I can ask y'all, appropriately.
Ooh.
5 for bear.
3.
1.
5. There was a 3, 2, and a 1. Cool. I'm gonna roll for Marilyn real quick. She counts. Unless I press on my phone screen too fast, in which it thinks I'm turning it off. Then that is not what we're doing here. Okay. So that would be Bear is 5. Who had 3?
Ava.
Ava. Who had 2?
Frankie.
Frankie. And then that's afterwards it's Marilyn, who also got 2. And Umami Desani for 1. There we go. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that. Ooh, is that a gift tier sub? Hey, thank you. Spear Waddle D.
That's so great.
Spear Waddle D. That reminds me of fucking Weedle,
It's Netta.
like Pokemon.
Close enough.
Hi, Netta.
Hello, Nada. So glad you're here. Thank you for the sub. All right, back to business. Caterpillar.
Hey, we're turning
monster.
back, right? We're turning back. We're not leaving Bear by themselves, right?
We're not even near the elevator, so we're gonna have to do
Yeah.
what we gotta do.
Bear. You look up. You see the caterpillar monster. Half of it like slinging down, here, while the rest of its body is moving. So it's slowly coming down to essentially engulf this room, and completely block you from the only door. As its more humanoid self is out, partially. Once again, it's really just from the waist up, and it's looking at you with its beady, buggy eyes, and it's sort of like tempted to reach out to you, like its hand, but then just you see it like grasp at the air, almost like it wants to grab its hair and like pull it, as it just slides back inside its shell. And by its shell, I mean its actual thick, fleshy caterpillar form. And then it just roars at you, 3 flaps opening. Kind of gross. What would you like to do? Because technically it already went.
Well, first of all, Bear roars back at it. First there's this kind of snarl of pain as they hit the door and fly back, and then they just roar all the way back at it, like all of the air coming like up and punching out of their lungs. As I'm gonna activate my feral weapons first of all. So that's a rouse check. I do get hungrier, but that's okay. As Bear's claws just like sprout out of their fingertips, and like the hair on the back of their hands like grows and like crawls all the way up their arm. As they just get a little bit bigger. And what I'm gonna try to do here, Aki, is Bear sees this like anglerfish thing coming down, and they want to jump up and like into it and like sink their claws into it, grab, and then pull down. Like just use their entire massive like 6'4" frame and just pull it down further out of its own mouth as hard as they can.
I will need strength and athletics. That's realistically the only thing this could be.
Those are my favorite stats.
Yep.
Could I use Brawl? And I also have a specialty against Kindred, which this technically is.
Yes, I will allow it, but I will say it might be a little bit harder to do. Solely because This thing is covered in slime. Of
That
its own
is
secretion.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use strength instead. They're still
Yeah.
really good. I love to roll. Okay, hold on. 7 successes.
Amazing.
I literally built them. They're kind of broken for this exact roll, so.
Let me double check something really quickly. Yeah, no, you got it. So, describe how you do this, because you are successful in this case.
A bear kind of lunges up off the ground, and those huge claws go like up underneath the ribs of this like fleshy anglerfish-esque humanoid thing. And bear like uses that to like almost pull them in really close, getting their like juicy tracksuit kind of slimy again. And their voice gets real low for a second as they say, "You will never take anything I love away from me ever again." And they just like force their hands in deeper into it, almost like they're trying to pull it from the inside out, bring it like against their chest, and then like fall backward so that all of their like weight and all of their body is like falling backwards to pull this thing down farther.
There is this gross, almost echoing, ripping noise as you pull it out. And you find yourself that you're pulling and you're pulling and you're still pulling as the flesh of it is in fact ripping away that was keeping it trapped inside. And then more comes out. It has legs. Humanoid legs. This thing has the most humanoid body you've seen, like of someone who's like 5'8", 5'9". But they are fragilely skinny looking. Their skin is this blue gray. It's by all means an androgynous figure, though there's something. I wouldn't say androgynous gender, okay? I would say androgynous. There's something fucked up about that because they're just so uncharacteristically skinny and slimy and just gross. This bitch ate and you can't tell if they did. You know, it's like it's uncanny valley, and they could totally just be in a museum as a pretend fossilized mummy if they really wanted to. You know, like, and that's the skinny. Okay? That's the fun and fresh vibe. It's not fun. And when you hold them, it's you are straight up pulling solely because they were like attached to the thing. They themselves, like their body, you feel like you could just do this and they would snap in half. But more comes out. Attached to from the hips down, and not on its arms, but the hips down are these gross, wet, skin-like makeshift wings. They are not fully formed. But they do look like the bottom half of a butterfly. And they do scream back at you, this time in pain, but at an octave that would make Ariana Grande quiver for her career. This is a whistle note, and I would say that all of you hear it, and it fucking hurts. Nice, sharp, right in your ear. It actually feels like it travels from one ear to the next. Ava, it's your turn.
Okay.
You see all of that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Aki, you're gonna hate me so bad. I'm so sorry. You're gonna hate me so bad, and I'm gonna love this. So I snap back to, the horrifying scene before me. And as if my head turns on the pivot of that sound going through my ears, my eyes, we're gonna say for flavor and flair, light up a blood red. That's not even normal for them, even a little bit, actually. Surprisingly, I was weird and fucked up, but not that sort of weird and fucked up. And, using blood sorcery, let's do that rouse check to see if I actually get hungry. I do not. I use crystallize the liquid form and essentially turn the entire mass into an ice sculpture, because the way that crystallized liquid forms works specifically, and it works for all sorts of liquids up to and including literal molten metal, the way it works specifically is you cannot crystallize the blood inside of someone's body. However, liquids and secretions from someone's body, fair game entirely.
That is a flex. You have to roll for it.
I don't. It's a rouse check. I just have to transform one creature I'd like to. I have 3 of them I can do this on total because I have 3 in blood sorcery. But I am honestly focusing at least 2's worth of energy on this.
I'm going to say... Sorry, go ahead.
I essentially, if not crystallizing this thing through, I want to encase it in its own shit. Give it a bit of its own experience.
Now I'm going to say it probably would take 2 based on the size. Mm-hmm. This has been massive. It has stayed massive. It's not even all the way out yet. You can do it, but it will take 2, and if you're okay with that, then that's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. Oh awesome. Yeah. I figured based solely on the way this creature worked that it would take 2.
Yeah, it is massive. It is actually quite large. The fact that y'all were so like y'all as in Umami and Frankie were so frazzled on everything else in the room, they did not notice that it was literally, the room is bigger. It made something upstairs to live in. You know what I mean? And not upstairs, the ceiling. You know what I mean? Like this room is so much bigger up and stuff like that. It just really did a thing. And it's gross about it. But how does this look, actually?
I would like to say that the slime that's been oozing and dripping from every single corner and orifice of this creature, it essentially recoils as it becomes a mass crystalline structure. Like, you know those crystal experiments you did as a kid with the string and the water? That is what this structure becomes. And I look at Bear and say, "Hey Bear, you miss snow cones?"
I do fucking miss snow cones.
Damn. And like that experiment, I would say that this crystallization happens rather quickly. It takes a few seconds, like combat-wise, but like it happens. It crystallizes. It's kind of beautiful when it crystallizes, because of how the slime is and how the lighting is, and then the texture that happens afterwards. It's crystallizes. However, I have to ask, because Bear ripped it away. Are you just crystallizing? Are you trying to crystallize both? Or are you trying to crystallize just the big parts of it? Because that part, by the way, is still moving. Even though it's essentially, it's been ripped out of it.
Well, we're going for both.
You're going for both? Okay, I just wanted to know that for the visual sake.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, the big part. That was still moving. I'm gonna hyphenate the underline, bold, highlight. It was still moving. Theoretically, Bear just did a bad thing. Okay, theoretically. It was still moving. Just crystallizes, almost looking like a giant fucking flower. And the creature, the actual caterpillar-like thing itself, or I should say butterfly, doesn't have the chance to really like wiggle and like writhe or anything like that. And Bear, please, for me, make either resolve or composure and awareness or insight. Just your choice of the two. One attribute, one skill.
Not my favorite set of things that I could be better at. 3 successes.
You look into its eyes and you see it's scared, but then it's relieved. And it just kind of puts its head back like it lets it happen as the crystal takes over completely, crystallizing its face last. And it kind of, to paint a picture, the whole ceiling in both rooms are crystallized as this giant thick stem appears with a flowering end at the bottom. And essentially kneeling, but with its head and neck thrown back, is the now crystallized fairy figure.
That fucks
Love
so
that.
hard, Ava.
Thanks.
You made art.
Don't forget to shred your snow.
Bear, you can move freely if you want to get up. Because you are technically, like, you're not, like, pinned in a corner, but you are cornered because of the crystal figures. You can, but they're not gonna, you can move freely, as in you can move around and nothing is gonna attack you or anything. But this, yeah, just the room is covered, essentially. But you do notice that the pods are still pods. They didn't crystallize or anything. They're still pods with objectively living kindred inside.
Mm-hmm.
I say objectively, by the way, because some people could be tripping mad balls, like how Frankie kind of was. I wouldn't say tripping, more like a deep sleep state. But I guess that would be considered tripping for vampires. I guess. I like the idea that you're tripping balls. Frankie, it's actually your turn. You witness this, but you
Okay.
still, it's beautiful. It's art. But that still doesn't stop you from hearing the quickening of footsteps coming real close, actually.
I guess in our immediate vicinity, how many human hunters can I see? And any other monsters or enemies? What's closest to us?
Unless you want to make an awareness check to try and see the monsters, you can hear the humans coming forward. You've heard 2 voices. What you can do is you can simply wait for them to show up. So it's like holding an action, essentially. And when they show up, then you can do it. The only reason why I say it this way is because they would get a chance to move on you as well. So it would be contested. Otherwise, you can move closer to them and try to get the drop on them that way. Though truthfully, you're a bit head to head, unless you choose to try and circle them.
Yeah. You said there's like other rooms in and around this area, right? That I could maybe duck in and like hide.
Yes.
Let me do that then, and then kind of hold an action to speak to one of these lovely human hunter people. I guess either the first I see or once I see the group of them, I'll like pick someone. But I would like to have some Frankie words with them on visual.
Okay. You get into one of the rooms easily. It's not hard. when you are a vampire with supernatural strength to just open a door. Doors open for you in this case. Well, some doors open for you. Some doors. In this case, the doors here will open since you were invited to the whole ass hotel and are considered its guest, and therefore it is open to you. You open it. When I tell you this is a goddamn suite, it's a sweet suite, okay? It's nice. It's big. There is a fucking pool in there, like a private little pool in the damn room. There's a balcony with like the glass window type thing going on. Giant dresser. God, this thing could have a sex dungeon in it, and you'd believe it. You don't even know where the bathroom is, but you know it's there. The bed is like a ridiculous double queen. Could fit your whole family on that one bed if you decided to share it. Fucking rose petals, okay? Champagne on ice. Ice is melted because it's been a while. But champagne on lukewarm water. Giant fucking fridge, even bigger TV. Lights. The wallpaper looks recent. Oof, expensive shit. Expensive shit. You take a closer look because you're a man of taste. You take a closer look and you're like, are those Gucci sheets on the bed? You didn't even know Gucci made sheets, but they're there. The pillow mints are actually Lindor chocolate and not the free fucking ones that you get when you enter the store.
Special edition ones.
Exactly. It's nice. This room is nice. You're gonna hold your
Hey, Siri, set a reminder to book this suite my next vacation. Shit.
That's the hot bitch suite. And yeah, you decide to hold your action to when you can see one.
Yeah.
The hunters are rearing around the corner, and they essentially they roll out those for everyone else, those very familiar grenades, the ones that are filled with holy water.
Oh, we have some of those.
But they're being used against you right now as they are as they roll in to the corner where y'all are kind of standing at. Specifically, I believe Ava is a little bit closer inside the room because you had to crystallize. But that means Marilyn, Umami. It's Marilyn and Umami that are face to face with a holy water bomb. Not bomb, sorry, grenade. And so that means Umami, I need a dexterity.
Well, when they show up with those bombs, can that be my trigger to like?
I would say no, because you specifically said you wanted to talk to one of them,
Okay.
and they are specifically throwing this out first. So you are not in the way of it, and that technically you wouldn't even be able to see them just yet. You just know that something got rolled in. And Umami, I need the dexterity athletics from you. Ava, you can also give me dexterity athletics, but like the DC for you to beat is way lower.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
Oh god.
If I see these roll in, I still have one more hit of crystallize the liquid form.
Do you want to spend it on that?
Yeah, holy water
Alright.
bombs. Yeah,
All right. Yeah, you can. You can actually. Yeah.
so
though if
hot
you-
and sexy, cool.
Actually, the only thing I would like you to do then is I would like you to make a dexterity occult. Honestly, I'll take occult. Occult makes the most sense. Just to see if you can outspeed it, I guess. You know, like is your reaction time fast enough?
Reaction time. Yeah. That makes sense. Cool. 5 successes.
Yeah, you got it. So a couple of these roll in because there's 2 of them, right? And of course, like, why would they throw just one? There's 2 of them. That is no issue for you. You see it, you know exactly what it is. Crystallize. You just made yourself another beautiful piece of artwork here, okay? Like, fucking, nah, okay? Because have you ever seen running water freeze?
Right.
A lot as a Canadian, but like, it's nice. It's nice. That shit, like, damn, nature.
Nice.
Okay, it's nice. And Ava here is being an artist, and I'm here for it.
Am I
It's
still
reason-
dodging?
You don't have to dodge, no. I would say, unless you really want to, like, dodge roll out, you know.
If I don't
That's
have to, and Ava is just doing everything, that's totally fine. I'm just like rearing up to like do something, and then I just immediately go slack. Oh, I don't have to do shit. But
Yeah.
it was very exciting because I got 5 successes. But Umami does not work hard, only works smart.
If you want, I would say that you were ready to dodge, and you even like grabbed Meryl, and then, you know, to you like pulled her to the side, so like, you know, you're heroic and shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, damn, that's my kid. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, nice good shit. But yeah, then Ava got you. They are moving down though, and Frankie, you may take your held action. I want to ask though, are you doing it to both of them or just one of them?
Well, the idea is to mesmerize, and I believe this is a single target thing. But if you would allow, if my role is so great that I could talk to both of them, I would love to.
I would say that it's a harder DC, and
Okay.
if you fail, it, then that means they're both alerted to you.
It's a
Okay.
rouse check per victim, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Never mind. You can totally do it then.
I mean, I'm fucking hungry anyway. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm a peek out through this door as soon as I see these 2. It's just 2, right?
Just 2. Yep.
Is one of them the fancy haircut
Nope.
guy?
Nope.
Alright.
You do not see Eastern European. Actually, Bads Michael said, isn't he Eastern European? No, he could. No, I could be entirely wrong. I actually know nothing about that white man besides he kind of looks dope.
It's like Nordic or something. I don't
He
know.
might just be, yeah, he could just be Nordic, like 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just got a cool look. He looked like a super villain.
Somebody
you know?
pull up his genealogy.
I need
Ancestry.
percentages. I need Blink 1. No, I don't. Fuck.
Yeah, I'll see these 2, and I'll kind of like come out from behind this door, and you see like the lights dim a little bit as like shadows like fall across my whole silhouette, and all you see is like the silver glint of Frankie's eyes. And you're just like, hey, buds, why don't you hold on a second and use all those little toys you got on the next monster you see? And I'm going to use Submerge Directive as part of my Mesmerize, which is basically, it's Mesmerize, but they act upon the action, upon the conditions being met, which is whenever they see one of the monsters. I would like them to attack them with all the little toys they got, including holy water bombs. So I'm a roll. And I am a little hungry. So a couple of these are hungry dice. What's a guy gotta do to get some bagged blood around here?
A lot.
Ooh, okay. Okay, that's not great. Okay, that's great. Oh, these are all okay. So 5 successes and a crit, so that's 6, and then 2 bestial failures.
What?
Can I actually spend a willpower to
Yes.
re-roll?
Yes, you should do that.
Okay, let me do that. It's up to 3, so I can re-roll both of these. So add 1 more success, so 7 successes total.
Okay. You can get them both.
Hey.
I will say it takes a little bit more time. It's a little bit more harder. Simply because it's two of them, and they're fighting you, like they know how to do this. But
Oh, I think I have to do a rouse check. Sorry.
yes, give me those,
Let me do
please.
I'm so hungry.
You're
We're all
hungry.
aroused.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one success and one crit. So
All right,
Frankie's finally critting today.
you're hungry, but you're driven. You're driven. You need to get this done. You know you do. You guys are outnumbered for now. So you're ready. You're ready. You're ready. They are fighting you. Takes a little bit, but you know when you got them, when they just, you feel them give in. You feel them let go, and you know you have them. And then one of them goes, "Out of the way, boss," and pushes you behind as they start firing on the sloth monster.
Hey, we got company.
I wanted to do the boss thing so bad. Like, yeah, we got you.
Hey, it's my guy.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it. You get a raise.
Oh, thank you, boss.
I don't even know your name.
They all start talking with similar accents. Nah.
Oh, no.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
no, we don't need more of those.
It's Marilyn's turn. Marilyn will spend this turn. Marilyn will essentially, she will prepare. A Molotov is already prepared. Y'all had stated that you've prepared Molotovs ahead of time. Now she's just making sure she has it on hand because she no longer has her pickaxe. It's inside the room, and then a motherfucker got crystallized. So going back in and getting it and coming back out, that takes like a whole time. Instead, she's going to prepare some of the fire stuff. She does have a really pretty lighter. Like those really nice novelty ones, the one like they do shit. Like it's so impractical right now. But it's so nice. What a nice lighter. And she will kind of stay prepared and essentially she's gonna wait for another monster to show up so she can Molotov its ass immediately. But she will start taking a few steps forward. She's not running per se. She's proceeding with caution because you technically do have a whole staircase that separates you from the service elevator, and she in particular is worried about what will come out of that. Umami, it's your turn. Fucker crystallized. Other fuckers are attacking another fucker that you can hear.
Okay. How many humans?
2 humans.
And they're both fighting for Frankie right now?
They're fighting for Frankie, yes.
Okay. Okay, can you remind me who all are adversaries right now? The sloth is oncoming.
Sloth is oncoming. You are not near the sloth.
Okay.
I would say the sloth is not in your sight right now. It wouldn't take much though. You could literally take 2 steps and look, and then you would see it. Other than that, your adversaries are not seen right now because they've all been taken care of so far.
Okay. Well, shit. I have Umami. Yeah.
I have a larger idea, but I don't know if that would be helpful to share right now.
Sure.
Oh, I was just thinking, you know what works better than a group of 3 hungry vampires? More. We have a whole bunch of pods with just hungry kindred, sitting in them. I've been thinking about it for like the past 15 minutes.
Huh. That is a good point. I feel like it took a while to get Frankie and I out of the pods, I think.
But you are also disoriented and you have
Yeah.
weak arms.
More weaker than I
Yeah.
usually am. But no, that's interesting. Okay, and that door we did leave open. Okay.
You left it open. Yep.
So I have dementation sort of on mind. So, I mean, if the caterpillar was done away with, there was one thing that I was curious about with the slug. Is its body still here?
Yes. It's crystallized though.
Would
And
I
attached to the ceiling.
And attached to the ceiling. Would I be able to investigate its face or find out maybe who it is?
It would be difficult solely because that means in theory you know someone who was trafficked or who has been missing for a while, right? That's kind of how it was. As a reminder, you all know that these monsters were skin grafted and experimented on to as thin bloods, and you would also now know that the thin bloods were a bunch like were also trafficked, honestly, purposefully turned, most of them.
Okay, so I just would have no idea.
Theoretically, yeah. You could try to study it a little bit because this thing is entirely unique as a monster.
Yeah.
I would say, like, you have not encountered this ship before, minus the other 3 times, and they are also very distinctly different.
I'm gonna wait with my dementation within this room that the slug's body is in, and I'll take my turn to study it a little bit.
Okay. I would like intelligence, and you can do either academics or investigation. I would even allow fucking
Awareness.
Awareness, yep, that works for me. And if you have any like other things that work, other disciplines, other like hyper specific skills, add those too.
Okay.
Y'all see that cat over there?
That's 8 successes
What
on intelligence and awareness plus aspects.
Hot damn.
Nice. I ate. Very good. You take some time under all of this commotion, and you see. I should say you also leave Meryl inside, and you go a bit closer to take a good look at its body, and perhaps even its itself, as it's also crystallized and kind of like in a state. So, based on what you can tell, one, it's bigger the last time you saw it. You're not sure why, but then you remember the kitchen and you go, maybe it gets bigger because it eats.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would say you're able to put 2 and 2 together. 2, you remember that sulfur smell?
Yeah.
That weird, its blood being super weird and stuff.
Yeah.
And you theorized that it could be lit on fire. Perhaps there's some blood on the floor or whatever, and you're just able to take a really good look at it. Maybe you light it a little bit because it's a small spot and you can easily stomp it out. Yes, it's flammable on the inside, specifically when its blood is exposed. So it is flammable.
Okay.
You're also pretty sure that sunlight does not affect it.
Okay.
and by it, I would say that you can even extend this theory to the other three. Their bodies are so bent out of shape that they are also thin bloods still. So they're probably not the most affected by sunlight. And to what degree, who knows? I'll give you one more thing. Let me just look through my shit really quickly because I have notes written on paper. You are pretty sure, based on looking at its other body, so not the big one, but the smaller one, the one, not all of those pieces belong to one person.
They were Frankenstein's.
Probably. That's why it looks so misshapen. 2, you're fairly certain that a face isn't supposed to look like that,
Okay.
but you do recognize it as a bug face. So you're pretty sure that has also been Frankenstein. And also, you're absolutely fairly certain that if Ava didn't essentially like try to kill it in this way, this is not how it would be able to die naturally. I'm not talking about immortality or anything. I'm talking about on how to kill it. Ava was just able to essentially juke her way around it using her sorcery.
Yeah.
And you're fairly certain if you didn't have like Ava doing this, you would have to kill it in an entirely different way.
Okay. Who's the nearest to me? Is Ava around?
Bear.
Bear.
Bear and Ava, actually, both
Okay.
of them would be the closest.
The both of you have those bombs, right? The cocktails.
I hold up a holy water bomb and a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Yes, and.
We're gonna have to be careful, but get them bloody and then light them up.
Ooh, you're saying my favorite words.
I like the way you're talking, Umami.
Crystallized fuel. Crystallized fuel.
And then I think I'll just continue to like kind of stay in cover with my dementation at the ready.
Mm-hmm. Bear, it's essentially your turn again. And you guys are in this room. What I'll actually do is, if y'all as a group choose to go towards the service elevator or towards stairs, like you decide to move as a group, you can totally do this because theoretically the only other monster up here is being held off by 2 humans, 2 human hunters. So you can in fact use that to buy time and run or move wherever else you wish to run instead of going in this turn order.
But damn, it would be really good to at least get it impaired as much as possible before we moved on.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of running at this point.
There's also so many kindred left here.
I will, yeah. You guys are in the room right beyond there has tons of objectively living kindred. I will say you have not seen any of the human, like, waiters and stuff like that. None of the human staff or the human pets that were brought in, which is, like, suspicious. But at the same time, you also know that, one, not all of them were involved, and you also do know that the hunters were specifically wanting to protect the civilians. So you can deduce that they've probably been moved and they are not on this level, if they're even in the building anymore at all, considering that a whole day has passed and humans are not affected by sunlight like the rest of you.
Okay. I think with that in... Oh, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we don't have a lot of time, if any time, but we do have our tools. And I think of it this way: if we each free one kindred, take the time to free one person and tell them to do that and continue that chain, they're gonna get out of here. At least enough of them are. And frankly, I'm not worried about like 3 hunters versus an army of hungry, angry vampires. Are you all?
No. I think it's time we got them out of those cocoons.
Exactly.
Bear is going to stagger up off of the ground where they're kind of entangled with this crystal ice sculpture thing. And they're going to start heading for the door and pick up the guy pick up the pickaxe that is embedded in this guy's chest. And they are going to go in like full lumberjack swing with the pickaxe down on some of these cocoons. Just like tearing open as many as they can.
Strength, athletics. You know the
You
drill.
are so nice to me. These
You
are
are
my
strong.
favorite
You're
rolls.
actively telling me something that only big and strong can do.
Okay, 5 successes.
5
6,
successes.
sorry.
6 successes. I will say you're able to. You take big. You're huge. You take the big swings. You are a strong bear. You have always been a strong bear, and technically, you're still animaled up, in my opinion. Therefore, you're stronger. So I can say you have freed 6 thin bloods from the pod. They are all in various states of awareness, though. Similarly to Frankie and Umami when they came out, they are just. Some of them are frazzled, I want to say. Some of them are like really out of it in the sense of like this is like you just woke them up from deep sleep, and it's like, oh my god, if you ask them what their name is, they might say like cinnamon, and that's not their name. You know it's not their name. You know, like it's one of those things, okay? If you made them do math right now, failures. All of them. Fail, all 6, okay? They are not
Fair enough.
exactly fully there. There are, I want to say, at least 2 that snap out of it faster and perhaps weren't even in a form of stasis. Perhaps they were fresh in terms of compared to like Umami and Frankie, who have been there for several hours. So they kind of look a lot more aware of what's going on, but also will like look to you. And I'm assuming, actually no, what would you say to them?
Bear trusts the rest of the coterie to say things, and to be inspiring and to take the charge in terms of telling the Thin Bloods what to do. Bear is just carving open as many pods as they can.
Yeah. I want to take that time to be very bossy and just go, hi, this is a lot. I know this is a lot. I'm going to need you to take a second, take a big, deep, big kid breath. Understand, we're in the middle of the shit. We're in the weeds here, folks. What you're going to do, free your fellow kindred, attack anything that comes through those doors that isn't kindred. Attack it hard. Okay?
I would ask for charisma, persuasion, and not manipulation in this case, because you're not actually manipulating them.
That's
Damn,
so
Ava,
fair.
you're really good at this influencer thing.
Yeah. Influencing is
In real life followers.
Remember to like and subscribe, everyone.
Yeah.
4 successes.
Okay, so there are 2, I want to say, that are they're really, really out of it. They actually need some time to completely connect themselves. They've probably been in these pods for a day or longer. And so they actually cannot process what you just said to them. They're alive. They will be well. They just need like a break. they need to rest. Other 4 though, they get it. They get it. They start looking for things to kind of help. Some of the Thin Bloods, I would say, are like, they look a little stronger, like stronger than they should for normal Thin Bloods, but not like experimentation strong. Just like, yeah, that fucker worked out. That's a gym rat, you know? And that's a twink, but like, I mean, that's a gym rat, you know, like one of those things. Some start even like, you know, wiping, taking off slimed up clothes, taking off shoes, especially. There's a lot of them with shoes that are just not combat certified. And then some of them just straight up start ripping apart things that they see. Poor Madonna and Child, that frame is busted because they're going to use it for big stick purposes. Whereas others do actually try, like they help the ones that are frazzled. They start opening up more pods. You can probably get at least 2 pods completely opened and people sort of listening to you, whereas the others start like getting ready for whatever comes next. But you're freeing them. There is a lot of them, though. I want to say there is a lot. I realistically, unless you choose to huddle up in here, you will not get them all open with everyone currently. And it's also just this was a big party. So like, while not everybody was a Thin Blood, there's like at least 30 Thin Bloods here. I want to say it's just a numbers game at this point. That was Bear and Ava. Assuming that we're still doing initiative order, it would be Frankie's turn. Frankie, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm assisting in this whole free the cocoon operation.
Is everybody assisting in the free the cocoon? Okay, never mind then. Forget initiative order. You're all freeing the cocoons. Frankie, what are you doing specifically to help?
Yeah, as like people are coming out and they're disoriented, like I'm sure like Bear's just focusing on like ripping stuff open, like and not like talking to them. I'm just like, hey, listen to Ava. She's the smart one. And then like if anyone is like unsure or acting a little like wonky, I'll like maybe put a little mesmerized for like listen, and yeah, try to encourage everyone to do the tasks that Ava is trying to get accomplished.
Yeah, I would say you wouldn't need a roll for that.
Like snowball effect, like this person will like recruit more people and such. Yeah.
You do, however, as you're doing this, and you're helping free people, you're helping get them as ready as they can be. You feel both of your human connections drop. As you
think
hear,
we're
like,
running out of time.
You do 100% hear a cackling down the hall, loud, not booming, but loud, like that bitch is loud for the voice to travel all the way. And now you hear Rosemary's sweet voice, Rosemary Santos, the Baron. You hear, "Is that it? Is this it? This can't be it. I'm so hungry."
What?
Oh, it's the sloth.
Okay.
Yeah, we got incoming. Everyone get ready.
Showtime, folks!
Everybody make me.
We got an army now.
Give resolve and an awareness check.
I can do those.
Mm-hmm. Also, to state, Marilyn has also come back into the room with y'all after she noticed you going back. Is she helping? She's more so getting ready to throw shit. So it's 4, that's 3, 5.
1 and 1 bestial failure.
Oh, Frankie. Oh,
Frankie, baby, come on!
Listen, I'm not built for combat.
Only
I'm
sauce.
built for talking and eating.
Only
At the same time.
Umami got 4, right? So
Yeah.
and then it was Bear with a 3. Nice. Part of this was for another super quick initiative order. The other part, Ava, only you really feel this. You're pretty sure something else is coming. Something tells you something else is coming. But the issue is, you actually can't tell what direction. There's something that's stumping you oddly. I wouldn't say it's like it's shutting you off or like closing you in. It really is just there's so much noise and commotion going on right now, and also the sloth is coming up. It's overwhelming you a little bit in which you don't know where it's coming, whereas everybody else can't tell something else is coming at all. You could even chuck this up to your gut telling you something else is coming, because you're a very experienced person and you trust yourself. So it's like there's so many factors going on into play. You are just ready for another thing to happen.
Yeah. Look alive, folks. They're not alone.
Marilyn was the one with the readied action, and I will say she throws one of the Maltives at the door, because unfortunately, by helping the Thin Bloods, you have boxed yourself in a way, and she is throwing essentially firebombs at the door, and you can see it's engulfing it around. But the sloth squeals a little bit, but seems I won't say unaffected. It's clearly affected. Its fur is kind of burning, but it doesn't stop it from stalking its way in there with its disgustingly long limbs and its weird features, and it kind of like even like it goes from squealing in pain to like laughing about it. Very Joker-esque, honestly, but less incel and more freak. Ava, it's your turn. You can act first. You are prepared first. This is what you see.
Alrighty.
Oh, one more thing. I'm so sorry. It's specifically, the fire is not burning your crystallized work, by the way, and the sloth is not attacking it. It's actually moving around it, and it's nimble enough to move around it with ease, actually, but I just thought I would point it out that its stuff is still there. Your stuff is in place and actually not harmed by the fire.
Even better. Even better. We're not going for the worst option yet. It's there, but we're not going for the worst option yet. We're going for the best option first. It's already on fire. You know what I have? A metric fuck ton of hairspray. I have aerosol cans, and I'm just gonna load this bad boy up, make the fire spread.
Mm-hmm. Are you spraying at it, or are you spraying at the room?
It makes more sense to spray at it. It's on fire on its fur, right?
Yes. All right.
That'll spread.
Awesome. I just want to double check, right? Because it's
of course.
Fire.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. So
yeah,
you can...
I was going over the science in my head.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I would allow either dexterity and survival or fucking science if you have it, because you're doing it. I would also allow intelligence and science to work because you're doing it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, I want to somehow say this is firearms. I don't know if I have a good argument.
It's unless you also started shooting, which is extremely dangerous to yourself as well.
Well, it's about to have firearms, but
it is about to have firearms.
But I hope your cat attacks your mic.
Wow.
Only I'm allowed to make bad jokes here.
5 successes with 2 crits.
Let's fucking go. You know where to aim. You know where the fuck to aim. Your eyes keen, trained. You spray it from its like aiming from the fur along its body. You basically fucking T-zone it as much as you can. You spray it double time, and you do catch the fire traveling, and it's burning. Clearly burning. You can smell it. The sloth monster, but this fucker is durable, and it. Did you use intelligence or dexterity?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay, I will say you do not pick it up then, but I actually will allow Umami to pick it up because I know Umami is intelligence heavy for the stat. This fucker doesn't feel pain. You're pretty sure. At least not to the degree that we or you, everybody in this room except it, would feel pain. Just like there's something off, okay? But to be fair, these monsters have everything's off about them, but it's just how directly it's handling this confrontation, and it's like basically a walking burning bush. It's handling it a little too well for your liking. And it's actually your turn right now too. Fun fact.
Me?
Yes, it's actually your
Okay,
turn.
cool. Okay, so there are a bunch of people free right now. They're meaning to take care of themselves. There is a burning sloth person. Huh. I am going to attempt to walk out and have a conversation.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh shit.
As everything is sort of burning, and I'm looking at this thing and regarding it. It has the voice of Rosemary.
Right now it does, yes.
Right now, okay.
Yeah. It mimics voices. You have encountered it before where it mimicked her child.
The child, yeah. Let me know what I need to roll, but I think what Umami is inclined to say is, how does it feel? Have the voices, the bodies of a family. Is it easy?
The fuck? Please tell me what you wish to do with this.
Dementation. So I'm gonna do a quick rouse check. I pass. I'm going to need Miss Sloth to give me a composure plus intelligence against my manipulation plus dominate, and I'm gonna blood surge as well. And I pass again on a rouse check. So if I get it to engage in conversation with me, a vampire that becomes impaired by my dementation must immediately succumb to a compulsion.
Okay. Do I have to beat a specific number or no?
So for the duration of the scene, user may attack a single individual each turn in a so it's a conflict between your composure and intelligence against my manipulation plus dominate.
Okay. So what did you get then?
Give me a hot second.
Yes.
All right, a crit. So that is 7 successes.
I got 6.
Okay.
Yeah, you win.
So it's not. I don't know what this thing's compulsion is like. So whether or not I just made it worse, we're gonna find out. But yeah, as Umami, is a pure like image of what this sloth and its crew has done to Umami and the rest of the coterie. I look at it again. Answer me.
So its fur is on fire, and so is some of its body. And I think what happens is, thematically here, the fire alarm sprinkler specifically goes off, and it will wash it off. Okay? You have dealt damage, though. Don't worry about it. It doesn't look great. Like, burnt fur mixed with flesh. It's not nice. It's not pretty to look at. It doesn't look good. Especially on its specific side that it was burnt. You didn't burn all of it, but it's fucking burnt. It's burnt up on one whole side, honestly. It moves its shoulders like it's stretching. And then it comes down, like its whole body comes a bit down to kind of come a little bit closer to you, Umami. And it goes, once again, actually, you will hear the change in its voice from Rosemary to Mary to something else. I would say feminine, masculine, like in such a way that it kind of like it's going through a Rolodex, like it's spinning something, so that way its tone and voice changes on a dime, on a breath, or on a word, really. And it goes, it feels nice. I missed having a family. You're killing my family. Just like them.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take it all away all over again. And I mean, that's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what about the compulsion?
The compulsion, yes. Oh, shit. 1 second. 1 second. It's time to figure out something. It's gonna look at you, Umami. It's gonna look at everybody inside, and then it sees the Madonna and Child painting, and it zeroes in on that. It goes inside. Now, it straight up doesn't touch anybody else. It actually, its limbs like move around people if they were in the way. You see like one of the thin bloods try to take a swing at the leg, and it doesn't even like flinch or blink at it. It keeps moving, and it looks at the painting. Essentially, I guess it would be kind of almost slid out of its safekeeping case because all of the frames have been turned into makeshift like stakes and shit. But it's looking directly at the painting, and it with its weird sloth clawed hand kind of starts touching the painting, and that's its compulsion.
Okay.
It's family driven, but also it ate at least 2 toreadors.
Interesting. So it's distracted right now.
It is distracted. I would say it is actually pretty entranced by this painting right now. So there's quite a few things you can do next. You could straight up leave. I'm gonna give you that as well, with kind of just based on its motivations and it being forced to follow a compulsion. This painting encompasses two of its compulsions, two things that would actually really, really attract it. And so it is quite attracted. You could just leave it here.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
File
book
out.
You start filing out, and I think as you leave, you hear it very sweetly and softly say something like, "Baby, my baby, that's my baby. Oh, that's my baby."
This fucking bitch thinks our baby's Jesus Christ.
God, that's so pretentious.
Jesus Christ is all of our babies.
Body of Christ.
He's my dad. He's my baby. Yeah.
Bear.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so, yeah, no, you're all filing out, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, and whichever of the kindred are sort of following along with us down to the elevator.
Service elevator.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, excuse me, sorry. You ever have phlegm just attack your fucking... Yeah,
Yes.
that's just what happened.
That's Jesus.
Damn, that's what I did. I've been taking the Lord's name in vain all fucking week. And he's not happy about it.
Okay. Unless someone explicitly stops me, because I still have at least one, as we're leaving, as the last of the kindred file out, I make a really good bad decision and I throw a Molotov cocktail into that room.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm going
Hopefully they find peace in the flame.
I'm just gonna point this out. The slime was not flammable. That room is covered in slime. If you're trying to throw it directly at the sloth, so I don't think it's gonna. Like, realistically, that whole fucking room is covered in
That's
slime,
true.
and the top is crystallized. So I don't want you to waste something just in case. It's badass,
Okay.
but I'm like, just in case, I don't want you to waste
Yeah.
it.
I thought the slime was flammable. That's different.
Yeah, nah. Slime was not flammable, or else y'all would have lit this bitch up. Yeah,
I thought we had, honestly.
you were close. You were close. No, and the sloth too. I used the rain for a thematic purpose. for the thematic purpose of Umami essentially beating the sloth. So yes, caterpillar sloth beat. Congrats. You're all at the service elevator filing in. You will quickly notice that having all those thin bloods released, and I would say you got majority of them actually, because you're able to take the time. That sloth was distracted, and honest to God, you probably could have spent time taking everybody out, and it wouldn't have noted. Really, it would not have paid you any mind. It probably would have looked and minded its own business, because the painting is way more interesting than the rest of you actually. Also, Malkavian compulsion. But that shit aside, that's the vibe. So, you are now kind of left with a decision here. Do you guys want to go in and take some thin bloods with you, or would you like for the thin bloods to cram in and go down?
Admittedly,
Get them out
Ava would leave it
first.
to the thin bloods.
Yeah.
It's their trauma too at this point.
Umami still knows where everything is, so, and the thin bloods don't. So we'll let the thin bloods go in to the service elevator first, and I give them basically directions.
You let the thin bloods go first. Marilyn chooses to stay with y'all, and I would say you're able to cram those thin bloods in. They're all squishy and like slimy. They know how to get in. They slide in there. Is it a threat to the elevator service? Absolutely, but this is also a service elevator that's meant to carry heavier shit too. So like, who knows? We're gonna say for the purposes of this, it works.
Marilyn, you need to go too.
Well, I'm not going without you. We spent all this time coming over here to get you.
If this whole thing goes down, you're the one that still needs to do everything. You gotta rebuild another hotel. You gotta figure out what to do with all this barren shit. Someone needs to be out there to let people know what's going on.
He's right.
Yeah, no, fuck, they're right. Yeah. Someone has to tell the story if we don't get out. Someone needs to tell the truth if we don't get out.
I hate it when none of y'all make this easy. How dare you use facts against me? This is...
Hey, I learned from the best.
Okay. Take this, and she's gonna give you, like, another, like, the Molotov that she had. No, she used that. She's just gonna give you another can of hairspray, because she already has some on her.
Okay.
And she'll look at you, Bear, and just be like, and you can keep the pickaxe. It goes wonderfully well with your current outfit.
How delightfully generous of you.
Kiss her, you fool.
Shut up, Ava! And you can keep this. And if Marilyn allows it, Bear will lean forward and give her a small kiss. Rather chaste.
Yes. She'll let you give her a kiss, and she'll look up at you and be like, well, now you better survive.
Cross my heart, hope to die.
I'm being cucked right in my face.
They're playing in your fucking face. I'm so sorry.
To be fair, though, she's going to kind of, like, brush your hair back, Umami. And she's gonna look directly, like, at you and just go, I'll be so upset with you if you don't survive.
I love you too. And then I push her into the elevator.
If you die, you're fired.
But before you can, something grabs her by the blazer and yoinks her down the other stairs. You distinctly remember the bear growl. And when I say down the stairs, I mean horizontal. As she gets yoinked back with such a force, she goes flying into the wall and something cracks, and then she falls to the base of the stairs. That's, because when stairs go up, there's another base. So she falls on the base. She bangs her head against the hard brick and falls onto the base of the stairs. As the bear appears in front of y'all. And Ava, for you, remember when I said you couldn't tell what direction?
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
The Thin-Bloods are still in the elevator, but I think they're just hitting the button and they're going down now. They're like, oh shit. This is like the second round of Thin-Bloods too. Like, bye! Like, Technically, I'm gonna keep the same initiative order. Bear, it is your turn.
Is everybody ready for a mud fight?
Bear is already transformed by the time that they are throwing their entire body at the other bear, at the worst bear. And what happens if I crit on my rouse check? Nothing, maybe? Okay,
No, I
that's
don't
fine.
think so.
Nothing happened.
You're extra aroused.
You're aroused.
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 Is what Bear says as they descend. Like, I think they just jump over the fucking railing at that point, and their whole upper torso, like, if they were still wearing that juicy vest, the sweater, it would have, like, peeled off them. You know what I mean? Like, their, like, huge furred arms, like, these, like, thick like mane coming down like around their chest and around their neck, as they land on this thing with the intent to tear it apart. Like everything up until this point, the way that the like ferocity with which they jump on this creature now makes every other act of violence that they've committed up until this point look like child's play. Look like they were just joking around, like they were just having a fun time. Like this is them actually wanting to kill something.
Strength and brawl is what it sounds like.
Can I add a dice for it being gay?
Yes.
There's no backup to that.
You
just
can
a
power
question.
surge. You can power surge.
I would.
Yeah, how do I do that?
I mean, blood surge. It's a rouse check, and then you get to add another dice.
Okay, I will be doing that.
I
I
can do
don't
power
get
surge
hungrier.
Yeah.
All right, this is so many dice, actually.
Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
Woo, baby.
Please.
At least 2 crits,
Nice.
9 successes.
Fuck!
Fuck.
You. For extra theater of mind visual reference, the bear monster is still its gross human bear infused stitched self. Its arm is back. And now it's a fucking ninja. Because of how it's essentially you can still see, remember, you see familiar shadows that curl around it, similar to how you've seen it curl around Ava when Ava would use some of her stuff, though you're pretty sure it's not to the potency level of Ava's wickedness, okay, but it is definitely entirely, it's got a whole new fucking moveset is the best way to put it, and it's still raw power. And when you descend upon it, bear, you see it push back a little bit, like it's meeting you, like it was ready for you, but you succeed in this anime clip, like half and half here, okay, and you push it back fully. It's still alive, of course. You are leveled with it now, though, as it kind of, it does fall down a bit, but you're essentially having a stairwell fight.
Okay.
Marilyn is off in a corner. She's not walking or anything. I would say you can definitely, you're like, your whole upper half is something else. I'd say you'd be able to sniff it out at this point. It is she's probably alive. Is she walking anytime? Is she getting up to walk and help anytime? Fuck no, that was a crack you heard. But she's probably still alive. There's not a lot of blood that's pooling around her, which is a surprise, though. If this were a human, crushed, pancaked, maybe. But this is not that. And it's Frankie's turn.
Is it not my turn?
No, because you were the top of the round, and the first thing you did was attack the sloth. Frankie never went.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're
this-
continuing this.
I'm
same
continuing, yeah,
same
because
round.
only 2 of you went the last
Yeah.
time, so I'm keeping the 2 this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we didn't go down the elevator, are we? So we're still in the same like general area with like the slug
I would
stuff.
say-
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're on the 3rd floor still, and the stairwell is there, and so I would say Bear and Bear are going down.
Okay, would you say that Bear's attack on the other bear, like blood, like splattered across somewhere? Like there's like it's dripping blood in some way.
Yeah,
the flammable
yeah.
blood, right?
Flammable blood, yes. I should have mentioned it is bleeding. It is bleeding. Yes.
Okay, Frank is gonna do something real weird and strange, but hopefully it'll work. He's like looking around, seeing Bear like fighting and wanting to help in some way, but having no weapons, nothing but a bathrobe and some underwear. Frankie's like scrambling, looking around, nudges Chester, and he's just like, "Hey, Chester, you still got the Stephanie's tampon from that purse?" He'll grab the tampon, dip it in the flammable blood, light the string part like a fuse, and like had this like flammable blood-soaked tampon that's lit at the end, and I'm gonna chuck it as hard as I can into, and I'm aiming for like a wound where there's more blood on this bear creature. Like, hey you, open up! I'm gonna chuck this tampon bomb.
Incredible! Wow.
I have no weapons, so I'm being crafty right now.
Projectile tampon.
Firearms.
Listen, it's like this. It's like, imagine it's soaked up with like the flammable stuff, and then there's this string like a fuse, and I toss it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I'm wearing makeup. I can't even. Okay, listen. How about you tell me? You sell it to me. What attribute and skill you want to use for this tamp bomb?
This tamp bomb.
As it is very aptly put by you, River. I'm assuming it's
Will you allow
streetwise?
Streetwise, because it's like a, you know, I got 3 in streetwise, and then I don't know, manipulation. I'm manipulating the tampon.
I will allow it. Yes,
Stephanie,
or
how about intelligence? Intelligence to like craft it, because I have pretty good intelligence.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Stephanie
pretty
comes
good.
back from the grave. She pulls her diva cup out. She fucking throws it, and then
Can you fucking believe
doesn't
it,
that happen
Frankie
to everyone?
Tomato?
Frankie Tomato with the tampon.
Tampon?
Listen, this is what happens when you don't give Frankie a weapon.
Frankie the tampon vendor.
Oh, okay. So with a crit, that's 5.
Oh my!
It's good for Frankie.
That's good for me
really
too.
good.
This is right. Kids, children. This is not how tampons
All you kids
work.
watching.
This is not how tampons work at all.
toxic shock.
At all. However, with 5 successes, the tampon absorbent.
But
Absorbs
it's storing
the
so
blood.
much flammable blood. Listen.
Yo, you got no, because you did this, you gotta let me now explain
Yes,
it like a motherfucker.
Go.
This is our
Tampon.
finale.
What an
Chester
tampon.
gives you a tampon upon request.
I like wink him a little.
You kiss Chester after exchanging tampons. You take the tampon and attach it to some of that gross black oozy blood. The tampon, absorbent,
The uterine lining.
absorbs the blood. Gets a little bigger, but before it can fully floop, you light it on fire and spin it and chuck it directly into a wound hole. And that's exactly how I'm describing it. Where it then expands and sets the motherfucker on fire from the inside. It, however, is still standing, just barely. It is standing on pure sheer will force power at this point.
The bear is just barely standing.
The bear is the bear is also like screaming and like in pain, but is not doing anything to put it out. Considering
That's how it be. Cramps
That-
are like that.
yeah, it just like cramps, it's just gotta live with it. And eventually it might go away and return next month. Can you imagine this thing lives and Frankie shows up to its house in a month? Round 2, like
It almost looks like a little tomato that he's throwing, you know?
yeah, I do. Shut the fuck up, Chris.
Yeah, as I throw it, I'm like, boo! Anyway, sorry, I'm done. That's it. That's all I had to do. That's my turn.
Ava, it's your
Okay,
turn.
perfect.
You
So hot
watched
and sexy. Oh yeah, it's burning from the inside out. It's flailing. It's screaming.
It's
Ava!
also swinging still. It's definitely still swinging. Like it's,
Oh, not for
yeah.
long. Not for long.
I would say this whole time Bear is probably wailing on it, and it can block Bear, punch back, or the Bear can block it. Like you're exchanging blows down there, like a Dragon Ball Z fight.
Yeah. As I said, not for long. Everyone has seen Ava some form of torqued up and angry pretty much from the moment Umami went missing. But this is objectively the angriest Ava has been thus far. For sake of flavor, while this would not actually happen with the spell as is, I want to do it because it's our finale. Ava's hair stands on end, her eyes turn black, and the shadows seep from the soles of her feet, wrapping around the shoulders and neck of the bear monster, slamming it back down into the steps. Stay down, bitch. I'll make that Wits in Oblivion roll for you.
Yep.
And I'm gonna use my 2 dice. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's 8 successes. That's every single dice got a success.
Ooh. Well, how? I want to get this fucker. I'm also very up for group finishers. As well.
I feel like this is a group finisher.
Yes.
Ava's pulled them down.
Yeah.
Stay down, bitch.
Shadows come up, grab it, pull it down onto the steps. Who else wants to join on this nice little group finisher? Because you're gonna finish him.
I think all Umami does is sort of amplify and augment Ava's shadows and add, I think, again, this like blood, like iridescent bubble sheen just over this bear's world.
Yeah.
Mr. Tomato?
You trample it. Yeah, so far you've paralyzed it essentially. You're disorienting it. Bear, would you actually, Frank? Because I know Bear should have the finisher. Frankie, do you want to do anything? You technically already threw a tampon bomb at it.
Listen,
You've done
enough.
You set it up. You set it up.
Hey, just the other tampon. I'm good. Yeah, I'm watching proud. Yeah.
Yeah. You, Chester, watching. Bear,
Someone
how would
animate
you?
this, please.
Tampon bomb. Bear, how would you like this?
Oh my god. Bear cuts through this miasma, looming over this false monster like a nightmare come to life, like a bad dream. Like their own kind of monstrosity dripping down them, not in this twisted amalgamation, but in something that's almost divine, vicious, bloody, beautiful. As they lean like through the shadow, through the fire, through this like bubble haze miasma, their jaws, I think like literally just dripping gore at this point, right? They're like kind of extended face out. And they say, "You are not Bear. I am Bear." And they plunge their face into its ribcage and pull out its heart.
You do that. You 100% do that. As you do, I think the shadows even get tighter and kind of act like this wiry vice grip, and it's just you've essentially, I'm going to say, through the force of the sheer thing, you've gored and dismembered this thing.
I would like to add for flair and flavor and fun that because the shadows were getting so tight, especially where Bear dug in, they essentially just started to skin the creature.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
This thing goes. It's in pieces, rolling off the stairs from the side and down by the time you're done. And then you hear the elevator ding back up for you. The thin blood sent it back up just in case.
Elevator, baby!
Yeah.
Who's
the-
grabbing Marilyn?
Dying. I think Umami will go over to Marilyn, but will clearly need help because I have 1 strength.
I
Oh my
will
god, I'm gonna be so gay right now.
Be gay as fuck.
Bear picks up Marilyn in one arm, and then picks up Umami in the other, and then goes grabs Frankie with the same arm, and then grabs Ava, and in their huge monstrous form has to duck underneath the elevator and just squeezes all of them inside.
Yep.
I'm okay with it. I'm confused, but okay with it.
Chester also squeezes in.
Chester just walks
of course.
in.
Chester is
Chester
riding on
was like,
Bear's
"Don't
shoulders,
touch-"
I think.
Yeah, exactly. Chester's like, "Don't touch me yet," and then jumps up and then goes. You go down. You continue to go down. Now, going down is annoying as hell, considering you go all the way down. You have to go across, go back down. So you're also all super naturally fast. You just need to be a little bit more careful for Marilyn's sake, and specifically just kind of hold her head.
I'll cloak the gathering, yes.
Even better. So you can make your way down, and you go down, and you go down, and you go down. Your ears pop a little bit, kind of just because it's 60 floors down. But as you travel from one end of the building to the other end to reach another elevator, you hear this screeching noise. Again, like metal on metal, something going down super fast. Not your elevators, but going down the main elevators. As you kind of pass one of the central ones, you hear them go down really, really fast. Feel like you can infer who's going down there. However ready you stay, because you don't know what's going on down and out. You see that the Thin Bloods are waiting for you downstairs with a few other kindred figures who are, I guess you could say, representatives from each of the barons who came as backup. It took a while, though. I want to say it's been a full day almost. It's getting close to the early hours, or the late hours of the morning. You're able to get out and find shelter within one of Marilyn's many places here. Marilyn does not live in this hotel. This is just her main place of work. She has other places that she stays at as well.
Oh, are we leaving the hotel?
Do you want to leave the hotel? It's probably...
If we're leaving the hotel, I just need to do something first.
What are you trying to do?
Do we have any, remaining monster blood? This is an important question.
It would have to be on you.
I think... Didn't I take a vial?
You took a tiny
that's
vial,
what I thought.
yes. What would you like to do with this vial?
I take the vial, and we're gonna have some messy fun. I smear the symbol of the vampire in the monster blood and smash a Molotov cocktail on it as we leave.
You do this. It's a very epic way to leave. And we're gonna fast forward a little bit into the future. A couple weeks, I want to say. On the news, you have seen this. You have seen the Chateau de Lyon several times being covered on basically all the news sources. One, lobby fire. The fuck? Lobby fire spread. The fuck? Two, there was also a there were complaints about gunfire. There were complaints about things like windows smashing and falling, from the 60th floor all the way down to the pedestrians below. This building is currently, it's not condemned, but it's being held under tight investigation. And so far, there are wild theories among the humans about what's going on. A lot of people have spotted mysterious vans, unmarked vans as well, coming in and out throughout the entire night, and have only really decided that it was suspicious now that shit had hit the fan with this hotel. This is being one of the greatest hotels in all of Toronto, and therefore a big economic plunge for rich tourism has happened as well. Is there anything you four would like to do or have done within these 4 weeks? I would like to state the hotel has not been burnt down, but it sure as hell is under heavy fucking investigation, and there are tons of fire damage. There is also they have questioned Marilyn about her strange taste in crystallized art. And what appears to be giant aloe plants in one room. Weird.
Weird. I do know what Ava's doing at the very least. We smash cut into a YouTube video, essentially. And there's sparkle text, good old YouTube, copyright-free background music. Hey besties, what up? It's Ava. Welcome back to Bad Stories in a Beat, where we go over true crime while I do my makeup. This week, we're talking about a much more recent and a much more local story. We are talking about the lobby fire and mysterious circumstances that happened just a month ago at Chateau Le Lion. And as it goes, it continues.
Smash cut.
I
Does
think
anybody
from
want to
there,
go next? Get
I
there.
think from there we smash cut into the interior of a restaurant just after the sun has gone down, where Bear is looking rather derisively down at a big plate of spaghetti and meatballs. Their eyes like flick up to the person sitting opposite them, and they say, "Frankie Tomato, if you fuck me over with this,
Hold
I
on,
will
before
never, ever forgive you."
before you take a bite, and he takes like an off-menu bottle of like bagged blood and like pours the red sauce all over your dish. That should be a lot more down your alley.
Bear looks at it, twirls their fork so the spaghetti catches on the spokes, and I think the camera fades just as they bring it up to their mouth.
Frankie?
Yeah, I'll say like in that same conversation or scene with Bear and Frankie. I would have invited everybody over to the restaurant. Business is booming, I'm sure, with all this press. I don't know. But he would obviously offer the off-menu stuff that's not, the Italian buffet. There's the bagged blood stuff, stuff made with stuff that's more suitable for vampires. And in all this, and I would say he even actually maybe he would have got his Frankie Tomato team to purchase this crystallized artwork from the hotel and display it right near the dessert section of the restaurant. And there's like a whole like thing showing like Ava's like info, like as like the artist behind the piece, and like obviously paid out Ava big for that. But yeah, he would have a conversation with Bear and just be like, Bear, I've been thinking a lot about what you said that other night, and you're right. What's the point of having a bagged blood business if there's no one to drink the bagged blood? So I appreciate you checking me on that.
You talked to Chester yet?
Yeah, we talk here and there.
No, I mean about... They gesture vaguely and then go, "I think the kids are doing this now."
Ava
this?
from across the table does
What
this.
is this?
You know.
Yeah, like Ava does, you know?
Uh-huh.
Lion? Like Lion's Den?
Babe. You kissed. Y'all gotta deal with that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, and then he'll I'm sure at some point he'll get everyone together for a large feast all together, and that's Frankie Tomatoes. Rest in peace to the real restaurant
What's it
in
be?
Toronto.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The last, I think Umami is unreachable for the however many days or weeks after the hotel incident. The last thing the last thing that's seen from Umami is Umami's stigmata orifices opening up again as the gathering took like essentially the rest of their strength before they were going to spiral again. But I think even though the world is still this like haze of like red until we're able to go into safety for everyone, Umami again almost phasing into a different artistic medium, like just sort of grasping their clan bane is called Fractured Perspective, and I think seeing Marilyn, seeing this coterie, seeing everything that they've all seen, taking in how much they will even have to help fix, they just sort of go off the grid for a little bit, but then they come back for dinner. And they are, have dealt with their stigmata, have dealt with whatever they needed to before getting back to work. And I think Umami will take maybe Frankie to the side because we were both in those pods together. And is there still like, does your restaurant actually have like any depictions of Mary?
It probably did, yeah. I mean, it's a very it's over the top Italian, and I feel like there's definitely some of that.
I think we'll find Umami isn't recoiling. And if anyone, I guess if Frankie or anyone asks, as I'm just like looking over this painting, I think the only thing Umami says behind those like sunglasses, once again mirrored in the way that only the person looking at them can see themselves in Umami's eyes, Umami's face lights up in this like big toothy grin, and says, "I just killed Jesus."
Oh. That you did.
Now we're gonna leave y'all at the restaurant having hopefully the best dinner of your life. Or at least the cheesiest. At least the cheesiest. And we are going to move until sorry, my sister just entered. Go away. I'm not done yet. I'll be done soon. You gotta show me it later. Bye. Sorry. We move from the restaurant to somewhere else through camera lenses. You watch footage. You watch footage of the wolf monster grab Stephanie, rip open one of the barricaded main elevator shafts, and simply slide down it while holding on to her. As the guy with the fresh cut and Lucifer statue dude also go down their own ways. Perhaps grappling hooks, because that's kind of dope. And of course, following them is Sebastian, the head hunter of this group. Through more cameras, you see them go all the way down to basement levels, where there are cars waiting for them. You see them try to split off before the Lucifer fella, in cold blood, point blank, shoots Sebastian a few times. Not to kill him, but to wound him enough so he can't run away. You see him grab at the cross that was around his neck and pull it off. And then you see him take a few steps back as the wolf monster, free of something, finishes him. There is nothing left as the hunters swallowed whole. And then they escape off to an unmarked van and drive off. All 4 of them. Fresh cut, Lucifer, Wolf Monster, and Stephanie. From those cameras, from this footage, you see 6 dapper, well-dressed, 4 dapper, well-dressed, and then 2 mediocre-dressed individuals. All 6 of them watching this with clear, heavy distaste in their eyes. And you see them delete it, all of it. And they look to each other and proceed to talk. As the camera kind of pans out and away from a giant Camarilla symbol in the background. And then we have credits roll, but in the middle of the credits, like in a Marvel movie, something else shows up. We go to, I want to say, a club scene. Into the more VIP areas of the club scene, where it's quiet and muffled. You can still hear the music just ring through your ears. And then we see a gathering of individuals, all of them, standing, waiting for someone to come up to this stage to take a seat, almost like an underground TED Talk. We see a more casual, but still well-dressed Stephanie. Stephanie speaks. We know what's coming next. And we know that there are more else like us. And I am so fucking tired of all these clans and separation. Toronto does start with T. So why not make this shit thin blood only? And all the thin bloods in the audience start to cheer. And now we're done. Bum, bum, bum. Tomorrow by night will return.
She's valid. She's valid.
Yeah.
We'll leave.
No, good for her.
Good for her.
We'll all leave. Oh, God.
Good for her.
Thank you.
Bear doesn't even live here, actually, but
Oh, that's true.
Ava lives here by convenience more than anything.
Frank, you can't complain. That's a Toronto man if I've ever seen one.
That's a Toronto man.
Oh no, season 2, Frankie becomes the heart.
Oh no. Goodness gracious. So outro stuff. Yes. Thank you all so much for sticking around with us to this bittersweet end. I want to thank my absolutely wonderful players for agreeing to this game. Boy, oh boy, I hope you got your shit rocked. Because you definitely rocked my shit. I also want to give a very big and special thank you to Bad House RPG for hosting this game. You might call yourself a bad house, but you are certainly a good home. Yeah, I guess everybody can start promoting themselves now. If we want to go in reverse order. So I guess Joe.
Yeah.
Joe
can go. I've been Josephine. I'm at Scary Dog Friend. I was Umami, the hacker Malkavian. You can find me tomorrow, at this point on Sunday, over at Time Lord's Wife channel, where we'll be playing Dragon Rider, a bunch of dragon riding elves, with which I'll be playing the high elf character Princess Melania Sin. This Monday over at Nameless Domain, we will be playing an AP of the very first AP of playtest of Navarre Jackson's The Corrupted. It'll be a bi-weekly 3-shot. So if you want to see some zombie shit and you love Navarre and Secret Nerd Podcast, for example, definitely stick around and check us out over at Nameless Domain. I'll pass it to C.
I do love Navarre, and I love all of the games, and I love Nameless Domain. Anyway, hi everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at PieSharpBart. I had the absolute pleasure of playing Bear, who's the only bear, in Toronto. That's what they have to say about it. Okay, what am I doing? You can pretty much always find me over on Transplanar RPG. If you don't know what it is, I'll tell you really fast. Transplanar RPG is an all-transgender, person of color-led, 100% homebrew dark fantasy actual play series set in a non-colonial, anti-orientalist multiverse. We just wrapped our very first main campaign that will be up on podcast complete on Tuesday, which is very exciting. And we are currently running Godkiller one-shots and a Godkiller Prestige podcast series on Transplanar as well. So tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern to see Persephone and Jess Parsons play Godkiller in a retelling of Beauty and the Beast meets Bluebeard's Bride meets Godkiller. So if you're interested in that and want to see those two absolute CTRPG titans throw down, be at Transplanar RPG tomorrow at 8 p.m. First Blood, the Godkiller Prestige podcast, is dropping on all podcast platforms on May 2nd. And we have lots of stuff coming up for a campaign too in the works. So keep an eye on our Twitter feed to see what it is we're doing. And I'll pass it over to Chris.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Tung. I'm one of the co-founders of PinkCity.ca, which is an anime gaming streetwear brand from Toronto, Canada. Yes, Toronto is a real place. We do events, we do cool clothes, we do a lot of nerdy stuff. You can also find me on the Super Journey Dudes podcast, which is a comedy TTRPG podcast. And currently, we are airing the show Blink Space Blues, which is a BIPOC-led Lancer neo-noir, which is inspired by Cowboy Bebop and Gundam and all those cool sci-fi and anime things. It's a very cool project. Probably the coolest thing I've ever done. It's high production. It's got animation, music, art, special effects, all the good stuff. Those episodes premiere every Tuesday. They premiere every Monday night on Twitch, but then they air for the world at large online on Tuesdays. And yeah, you could also, I guess, find me doing other things. Maybe here, maybe there, maybe everywhere. But yes, thank you all for tuning in and the raid, and thank you, Aki, for this wonderful, wonderful story. My fellow Torontonian.
I guess that's me. I'm Aurora. You can find me truly everywhere, mostly just Twitter, I guess. I have a TikTok that exists, and an Instagram at Ephemeral Giant on everything. I am a TTRPG performer sometimes, a musician sometimes, an artist sometimes, a lot of sometimes, but more importantly, I am doing some kind of things right now, including a project in the works for what is slowly becoming the summer of Nameless Domain that should ideally drop mid to late summer. Might be someone's dream or something. Anywho, I am also going to be working on a Power Rangers anthology series. More news for that will be actually on my Twitter and stuff. And just to be super real, you should go give me money on Ko-fi. I'm a trans woman in the Midwest, and I'm trying to save up my money to actually move to the Canada, because things are real spooky and scary out there, quite honestly, and it's just not super viable and safe right now. I need to keep creating things.
And I'm Aki. You can find me everywhere at Aki_art, where I do a lot of things. On Twitter, if you can follow at Unwavering Force, that is an all BIPOC Star Wars Pathfinder 2E podcast. Go there, do it. I'm a trash man. We're gonna be dropping episodes soon, specifically on Star Wars Day, so that's May the 4th. So that's extra fun. And if you like streaming, specifically me streaming, you can catch me on the Mandy's channel almost every Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST, where I play a bunny bard necromancer. It doesn't get any better than that. I do plan on streaming soon and getting things set up for that. So just follow me on Twitter to find out what the fuck I'm gonna do next. Because I sure as hell, I do know. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Oops. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all of us. Wow, we did it. Holy shit. Thank you for joining us in the finale, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.